And that's how you go through an entire intro video. And welcome back to the Spoiler Kings. I'm Brian the Grizzly here with Tank Kramer. And you know, if I'm here, you got Brandman Brandon over there. How's it going, guys?
Not too bad. And you?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Oh, man. It's been a crazy weekend. I mean, we had all that going on. All this information is coming out about Marvel movies, and then us doing this ranking has been just huge. I see everyone ranking now.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. I don't know. And you know, because I'm talking about, I think about Will sometimes. Did you see that Return of Krampus? Return of Krampus came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Thank you for the sub, Lord Vortex, or Shadow Lord's Vortex.
Thank you, Shadow Lord's Vortex.
I was like, the Return of Krampus?
I was thinking if you guys want to do some Christmas movies next month.
You know, I'm all for it.
You know, maybe some like
Omaha.
Unorthodox.
Omaha.
Yeah. I finally watched. I got caught up. I watched the first 3 episodes.
It's not bad.
I like it. There were some parts which is I find it funny because I don't know how political we want to get, but like how much people are like, oh, Disney's woke, they're woke. I was like, this movie's very conservative. Like it leans,
like the most conservative guy.
You know, but I mean, it doesn't bother me that much because it's boomer shit that he says, you know, but very much so like when he's like, oh, I can't even say Merry Christmas to all, and that's problematic, you know, and then the whole like, and no one's naughty, you know, kind of thing, you know, like they're indifferently nice or something, whatever they said, you know, so
yeah, it
was very, but I'm like, all right, come on, you know, but you know, everyone's focusing on like the gay couple in the movie. It was like, you know, Santa Claus is a conservative and no one minds, but that's just me. But yeah, it didn't ruin it. It was still funny.
I was just like, whatever. And then episode 3 was having Peyton Manning, and it was great.
That was hilarious.
And then he was like, yeah, I can sing. He's like, no, Brady can sing.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah. For every talent in the world, except for marriage.
Ooh,
God!
If I had that, ding. Exactly. Oh man, but this is going to be great. There's so much going on. This holiday season, it just seems like we're all waiting for Avatar. Everything's just for Avatar. Everything's just waiting to see what's going to happen. Have you guys looked at the Wakanda Forever box office yet?
I have not.
I watched that movie and then I left it in the past. That was a one and done for me. I'm content not ever paying attention to anything about that movie ever again.
You know, I gotta say, I mean, it's making so much money.
Oh yeah, what did it? I know it passed 500,000.
500 million already. Yeah,
500 million. I'm sorry, my light messed up. Did it pass 600 already?
It only made 676 million so far.
600. How much?
676 million.
Okay. What's 3 weekends? 3 weekends?
Yep.
So you say it might hit a bill. It might come really well. That first weekend it hit what, 400,000? 400?
I think it was 400 global and a $1.75 right here. So right now Wakanda's earned 307 million overseas for 675 global total. So 367 in America, 307.9 overseas for 675.6 global.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It can come really close. If it doesn't hit a bill by the time Avatar comes out, I don't think it's gonna happen.
I think it still might. That's because people are gonna see Avatar and then they're gonna be like, okay, so what's next?
there's no other theater. Like Avatar's on every screen. Like it's insane.
Right.
Avatar got something else, and then Wakanda Forever is going to take over again.
Yeah.
But the reason I bring this up is you guys see what has bombed. You remember,
Wait, you got really flat.
Did you get? Can you hear me
There you
now?
Yeah.
Did you guys see Strange World bombed in the box office?
Bomb.
They
I had
spent all that money.
feeling it would.
I can't believe they put as much money behind it as they
I had a
did.
feeling it would, which kind of sucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Mars Needs Moms all over again.
Disney Strange World set to lose $100 million in theatrical run.
Oh, that's.
To lose
I mean,
$147 million.
Yeah. But I think that's partially the blame marketing. Like I saw one trailer. Like they didn't push it out in front of people. They didn't promote it. I don't know why. Was that like a cheap?
I agree.
It might have been. But can you
Them
believe
saving
that
money?
The Glass Onion made more money than Strange World?
Wow. Yeah.
And it's,
Yeah.
and
I
it's
mean, but
limited release.
And it's 5 days that it's in the movie theater.
Yeah. But it was promoted fairly well. I feel like I saw a lot of stuff on Twitter about it, a lot of stuff on Facebook about it, and then also I think the first one had so much hype behind it that alone, helped out. But I don't know, man. You got to market.
I thought the trailer looked terrible to me.
Yeah, I didn't care for the trailer.
For Glass Onion?
Yeah.
I didn't think it was good already. So just want to get back to Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Is already number 7 this year. It's the 7th highest grossing movie, and it's going to pass Thor Love and Thunder.
Oh, I hope so.
And the Batman. And it's probably going to pass Minions and Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
The question doesn't make the bill, but it's probably going to be the 3rd grossing movie of the year. 3rd highest grossing movie of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone knows how I feel about it, so I'm not going to try to hammer anything else home, but just the fact that it's making money, it's making the money.
Yeah. Which I think we kind of knew that it was going to happen. The money was going to be there, but a movie making a lot of money doesn't necessarily mean it's a good movie, or it doesn't necessarily mean it's a great movie. I think
it was well done. I just don't like the movie, so whatever.
Yeah. There's a lot of issues.
It pulled off what it needed to pull off, given the circumstances. If they absolutely had to go that route, but we could talk about that all night if we wanted to. Our thoughts on that. But
everyone knows how I feel about it. It got 94% from the audience on our tomato meter, 84% from everybody else, and probably a 50% from people that love comic books. It's just what it is. So
yeah. But I mean, that's I think our friend Alfredo, who part of the Nerd Huddle, he said he finally went to go see it the other day, and he said it was okay. He didn't say like it wasn't great. And I think he's definitely not a comic book reader. A casual MCU fan, maybe a little bit more than casual, but definitely right up there. I think he sees pretty much every MCU movie, and he was right there. And my friend too, who doesn't read comic books, and said the same thing. He goes, 6 or 7 out of 10. I was like, So, some of these people who are also not comic book fans are not digging the story, But then I told him all this shit about Chadwick Boseman, and he wanted this and this and that, and he didn't want the role, or he didn't want the actor, he wanted the role to be seen, and all this stuff. He goes, that's kind of fucked up. I was like, yeah.
That is the answer.
But most people are not going to know that stuff, and those are the people who gave it 94. So I'm still like, my thing is like, did you cry because Chadwick died, or did you cry because T'Challa died? because one's real life and one is bad storytelling. So it's like if you cried, then you might have cried for the wrong reason and thought the movie was good because of that.
Evoke emotion. Yeah, so Andy, I was like, you're funny, man.
Yeah, what's up, Derpy? How's it going?
What's going on, Andy?
Oh man, this is awesome though. I mean, I'm glad people, or at least we're talking about it and getting the word out. And I think that's half the struggle. Sometimes you need to get the word out. People like it, some people don't. And if you don't, you should say it. And you say why. And that's kind of just all I care about. I'm not going to down anyone for liking it, just because it's not my cup of tea. But if you don't, say why you don't. Things change all the time. I think that's what something I was watching that Chillmonger clip, and he's like, they change things all the time. You're dead, and then you're not dead, and we bring you back to life, and that's just how things work. So if you don't like something, they can always change it.
Yeah. I mean, look at take Professor X for example. He died, come back. He can walk now. Like he's not even in the chair anymore. Like I'm sure if you show somebody a picture of Professor X in today's comic book run, they'd be like, "Who's that?" They would have no idea who that is, because they changed it so much, So, it's a good thing because then it gets boring after a while, but also, you still kind of like need to keep your audience pleased, and for the movies, their audience are casual fans, I think. Yeah. But I mean, you got big because of the comic book fans.
But that's what they have to do. They have to placate for the casual fan too. That's just a random viewer, and that has to make sense, and it has to bring those people into. Yeah. So I recognize and I understand it.
Yeah. I saw somebody talk about it, say it was a kind of a cheap way to go with the movie. Like not cheap as in like the actual production value, because the production value was obviously amazing, but like cheap as in like you're pushing your emotions on somebody else, and if it's sadness is an easy emotion to put onto somebody else. I'm like, that's kind of interesting because it really is, because like you can say why you're sad, and if you get a person who is not a fucking psychopath, like I think they would understand and kind of get sad too. So I was like, so that was kind of interesting.
I mean, Brandon doesn't want to watch it again because the emotion from it. That makes sense, right? I mean, totally understand.
Yeah. Go ahead. What you got?
Oh no. I was just kind of thinking out loud. Go ahead.
No.
Well, guys, you do know what day this has to be.
What do you mean?
We do have to do this giveaway today.
Yes, I'm getting that set up now. So I'm gonna do a little bit different, because last time it was a little long.
Andy is hilarious.
There you go.
S is for sad. We now know what S is for. It's not stupendous. It's not superior. It's for sad.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know what we're talking about our ranking, our movie rankings, which we will continue very soon. But I think we can do this other stuff. We got some housekeeping items to take care of first.
Yeah. So I got to enter in all these names. So I'm not gonna do a marble run because it was a little bit long. And I saw another cool thing, basically a duck race. So it's a lot shorter. It's like 30 seconds.
And I want Darkwing Duck to win. Darkwing Duck. Wherever there's trouble, you call DW. Darkwing Duck.
So Brandon, did you want to wait for us to do the devotion review when you see it?
If that was the plan tonight, don't let me stop you guys.
No, I think this movie is going to bring a lot of emotion out, and I think that if you have a chance to watch it, go watch it, and then we can push it back a couple of days, because when I say wow, and then you should check out the real story, because it's based on true events. Mm-hmm. You should check out the real story because it's just as amazing too. And Jonathan Majors does his thing.
Oh,
He does.
Yeah. We all knew that was going to happen, right?
Yeah. But even Glenn Powell was really good. I think he stepped up his game. Definitely stepped up his game from him being just kind of like the jackass kind of guy from Top Gun, arrogant asshole, to this character. Was it Thomas? Forgot what his name was. Really good, man. And I'm going to, this is the hill I'm going to die on, is this man needs to be Scott Summers. He needs to be Cyclops.
I feel it.
Every time he puts sunglasses on, every time he puts sunglasses on,
I'm with that.
There was someone on Facebook that was like, oh, he'll be a great Hal Jordan. I was like, yeah, I can see that. But he would be a perfect Scott Summers.
He would be a perfect Scott Summers.
This is a real good call. Like, literally, when you said that, I wanted to go ahead and put the Shia LaBeouf clapping thing on. I think that's exactly what it is. Yeah. Fellas, you going to see the Whitney Houston biopic after Avatar? I don't know if I'm ready for more crying.
I will not.
I want to dance with somebody. I'm just not.
And then Derpy, did you sign up for the giveaway? I don't know. I got a bunch of guys.
Is it? You guys see the trailer for the Mean One?
No,
they
came out like today.
Everyone's been talking about that. So that's what I think we should do. I think we should go ahead and do the Mean One, and watch that. I want to see Krampus 2 and watch that, and then we can finish our rankings.
Yeah, cool.
Do you want to bring them up? I'm bring the trailers.
I got you.
Or no, okay. I'm
like, no, I don't want to do nothing.
And I didn't realize there's so many names. I was gonna do it like during my lunch break at work, and then I got busy, which sucked. Well,
he was at work, guys. So guess what happened? He had to actually do work.
Actually had to do.
He was like, "What is this?"
It's always at the end of the year. Oh my God, there's so many, but it's gonna be a pretty cool duck race. We got, I don't know. Oh, is it a real movie or is it a spoof? The bots. Always.
Bots.
I think it's real, right?
I think this is real. Because David Howard Thorne is in it, and Crystal Martin's in it. I feel like this is real, man.
We're still talking about the Krampus trailer, right?
The Mean One.
The Mean One.
The Grinch one.
Oh yeah. Okay, now it's coming back.
I think it came out today, right?
I think I saw it today.
Yeah. There's a bunch of names, man. And we're at 535 now, which is pretty awesome.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's why we gotta do a giveaway so people know, hey, we're giving a giveaway out. Wait till it gets to 1,000. It's going to be nuts. All right.
You win a car. You win.
All right. So this is exactly how it's going to be. All right. I'm going to do a transition thing, and then we're going to watch the Mean One official trailer.
All right.
All right. There we go. And welcome back to Spoiler Kings, guys. I don't know what to expect about this whole thing. The Mean One trailer, I have no idea what to expect. I don't know what to say. So I think we should just jump right in. It's the Christmas season, and let's see what we got.
Let's do it.
I'm ready when you guys are.
All right, let me know if you can hear it.
Remember that story about Cindy you-know-who? When her Christmas was stolen, she knew what to do.
Why, Santa Claus? Why?
But what if I said that's not how it went down?
Monster!
I'm gonna be okay? Because we can turn around right now.
No. Poor girl. Her mother was killed in mine snare.
Did you ever find the Christmas killer?
Never got a reliable description of the man.
He is out there! What if the Christmas killer is back?
This town cannot go through another Christmas killer thing. Not again.
Us folks down in Newville, we liked Christmas a lot. But that thing that lives just north of Newville does not.
What is it?
The mean one. He's slippery, he's elusive, he's a mean one, that mister.
I'm not going to be a victim anymore. I'm to roast this beast.
What is going on?
You're a dead one, mister.
Oh man.
What the what?
Oh man. What?
I don't know, man.
That can't be real. That had to have been a fan-made trailer.
But no, they were actually acting in it. This has to be a spoof, man. It has. But what if it comes out? Would you be that surprised if it did come out?
I think it's coming out. I think it's gonna be like a Blood and Honey, Winnie the Pooh kind of style thing. That's what I think it's looking like. Yeah.
I would not be surprised
If it does. That's what came to mind. That's what came to mind for me too.
Yeah, I think that's what Derby's saying. Yeah, the Spoiler Kings were about to watch the mean one. Basically, someone watched the Winnie the Pooh horror film trailer and just happened to congratulate Hollywood F Man. Yeah. I mean, it could be it's probably a fan, obviously a fan made one, right? Like they raised money for it, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna be bad. I mean, it looks silly.
You have to have someone in there to actually do it. Like you have to have an actress, and you can't just make it yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's definitely like a crowd fundraised one.
For sure.
Yeah, but I like it. It looks stupid.
House of Nerd Show, how's it going?
I'd probably watch it.
Hey, how's it going, man?
What's up? Well, hopefully, I haven't had a chance to reach out to Sergio. If this is Sergio, I'm not sure. But to see if he's still on for Thursday. We're talking about Interview with the Vampire.
I'm ready. I've been having my stuff down. I have another thing that I've been doing with the whole House of the Dragons.
Oh yeah,
the character. I got that too. So I got a little notebook just full of stuff. My wife said, "What are you doing?" Hey, this is what I do. Exact homework. This is what I do.
Yeah, I because I did it. I started doing it at work, like who's like who and stuff like that. Yeah, hopefully probably maybe do that next week. It should be good.
Also,
so
I'm
putting
down
all these names
100. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hey, it's your fault, Tank. You put it out for 10 days, and 10 days we got all those those comments in. It's literally your fault.
Hey, you know what? I'll take it if that means like we got like how many people just because. Well, we're at 35 over 500 now, so I'll take it.
So it's all your fault. And he's like, I'll take all of it. Thank you. I mean, you're welcome more than anything. And we got to start talking about Wednesday too. Wednesday was really good. Oh, at least I liked Wednesday. I'll put like
Are there people saying it's not good?
I've heard a lot of things, so I don't know.
I'm having trouble kind of getting a read on it. Like, I really like the casting and the acting. Like, Jenna Ortega as Wednesday is doing a really, really good job. But I can't decide if I like it or not. I'm almost finished with it. I'm trying to get a read on it. Basically, long story short.
But is it the acting or is it the story? Like, what's holding you back?
It's probably the story.
I can't quite put. It might be the story. I'm trying to kind of place my finger on it. It's almost kind of like they're giving it the Riverdale treatment, which
It's almost
You know.
WB-ish.
Okay.
yeah, I think that may be
Or
it.
CW-ish, I say. So
Yeah.
I was on their show.
But,
They started Wednesday night, and then Derpy's like, I watched the first episode for 20 minutes, and I'm mixed. I was excited for it, but I'm mixed.
Yeah.
I understand. I totally do. That's why I said
I
we gotta
still
watch
watch
it and put it on there. We have to
It's so-
watch it
it's
and
so
do our
weird to
own
see.
review.
It's so weird to see Tim Burton direct something without Johnny Depp or Eva Green in it.
It's almost wrong, right? It's literally like wrong. Like
Eva Green, isn't that?
Yeah,
That's his
but, you know,
wife.
he was in-
That's still his wife.
Wasn't his? Well, no, for
Not
a while
Eva
it was
Green.
Helena Bonham Carter that was in
Yeah,
everything.
that's what I'm thinking about.
But afterwards, he kind of traded up with her for Eva Green and everything as his female as a female lead.
Is that really trading up?
But
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
I mean,
yeah, Eva Green.
Eva Green compared to Bellatrix. What's her name from Harry
I have a
Potter?
thing for weird people, man. I don't know.
Mhm.
I will always see what's her name? What's her name? Helena
Helena
What's her
Bonham
name?
Carter.
Yeah.
Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah. I will always see her as the weird chick from Fight Club, because Fight Club is one of my all-time favorite movies.
I'm
Yeah,
okay
Marla
with that
Singer.
too, dude.
Love, and she
okay
was
with that
she
too.
was so weird in that one.
That's okay. I like weird chicks. I like them all.
Yeah.
If you don't like them, that's more for me. Too bad I'm already married for the last 12 years. So there's nothing I can do about it. but still. Oh, man. So I'm going to watch one more trailer, but can we bring Zack Attacks with this last trailer?
Yeah, if he wants in. React with Zach.
Up. Thumbs up or thumb. All right, here we go.
Hey
I
guys.
want to make sure. What's up, Zach? How
What's
you doing?
up?
What's going on, Zach?
Hey man.
Hey,
I sound good?
You sound really good.
Yeah, sound good.
I was going to do a reaction to this Krampus thing.
There's a new Krampus coming out?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Sorry.
The first one was awesome.
I'm down.
I mean-
Yeah, but how long ago was that?
Yeah.
It's been like they've been coming out with these terrible like C movies one after the other. So I don't know. Let's just watch this trailer and see how it goes.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna do a transition real quick.
All right.
Welcome back to Spoiler Kings. It's us here with Zack Attacks, and we're gonna do a little reaction real quick on this trailer. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. I'm just gonna say, be ready.
Oh god, I'm scared.
You should be.
Let me you guys hear it.
Krampus is real.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Catch him or not?
Not tonight!
What?
Merry Christmas, Harold.
Have you heard of the legend of Krampus?
Come and terrorize these kids around Christmas time or something like that.
Krampus is a vicious and disturbed creature. What is it?
How is it?
The only way to be rid of him is to run. Run for your life. Safe. Don't worry, I'll find somewhere. Stop.
The return.
It should have stayed bad, like back wherever it came from.
Yeah, there's no way this is a sequel.
Return back to where the editing room or something. I don't know.
I was just going to say the same exact thing.
So bad. Oh my god.
The one thing I can say was good about it, it made me cry. Laugh so
I was
hard
just going to say the
started
same thing. There's no way it's a sequel.
This looks hilarious. Might have to go for bad corny acting. Oh, for sure.
This looks like a student film.
I don't know. You give him student films bad names. I don't know.
Yo, some of them screaming like in the line reading. Holy moly!
Yeah,
I was thinking the same thing. It's so bad.
Like she was literally reading the book like in real time.
And he looks at this like she was following with her eyes. Like it didn't make any sense. Like, are you really reading the story as we go along right now?
That's gonna be straight to PVOD. If they dare put that in the theaters, Quentin Tarantino's
no
right.
way.
I've seen more passionate acting in infomercials.
Man, I've seen more passionate acting in Pokemon.
Gotta catch them all.
Leave Krampus in the wild.
Oh my god!
Hang on 1 second. Someone's at the door. Hang on 1 second.
Krampus.
Krampus. Oh shoot! Oh no! He's coming for you.
His
name too many times.
I know.
I mean, we do live in Chicago.
Watch that trailer beforehand, Brian. It was like, I'm going to torture. This is why you like. Let's get Zach Attack in here.
I was like, I want everyone to watch this as we go along. There you go.
Oh, he's like, this is payback for Eternals.
Saw better.
I have.
Oh man,
taboo stuff be having great acting compared to that.
I don't know. I mean, that might be what Brandon said. He had to run to the door.
Oh, he's like bloodied up as soon as he come back. Okay.
What happened?
It was
I'm back,
man.
Just my neighbor bringing me my cookbook back.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
I got your cookbook back. It's a sugar.
Sugar.
Downtown. Oh, that's terrible. But yeah, I'm not going to ask for anyone to comment on this video because that was awful. I don't even care. We're supposed to accept all opinions, right? No. Awful.
Not right now.
Not right now.
If you like that trailer, comment that you like it. We need to see you.
We need to know who you are.
But all right, there's no way that's a sequel to Krampus, right? Like the one with Adam Scott and stuff.
The Return.
I mean, you can put the returns to anything, like, but
there's no way.
Mean. Yeah,
I'm going to Google it right now.
Doesn't mean it's a sequel, right?
Yeah, there's no way it's a
Google
sequel.
it right now.
Yeah,
Krampus, The Return. You know
how
how bad this movie is? It don't even pop up automatically on
Google.
On Google. Like usually Google will tell you.
You would think this would
be on Tubi right now for free. Oh, that's how you know it's trash.
Yeah, you know what? So understand this. So this is not like a fake trailer. That was on IMDb.
It's actually on Tubi now.
Yeah, it's already out, so it's not. It can't be fake.
It's already out. It has 2 stars on IMDb.
2? Wow.
It overachieved.
Exactly. You know what that reminded me of? You ever seen The Big Bang Theory and Penny was on that ape movie, that killer ape movie, and she had to have like ape hands and all that stuff. It looked that bad. It looked like that. Like it was a spoof of a spoof in the TV show.
Oh, Krampus already had a sequel.
Yeah, I thought it was 3 of them. I could have sworn Krampus had 3 of them.
Oh, so this is like the 4th movie?
I
don't know, man. I just know I'm not watching it.
Lucky for you.
Are you? Do you have to do some obligation or something?
I won't go. I'm gonna check it out just to tell you guys how bad it was.
Okay, I appreciate you.
I definitely appreciate you. I definitely appreciate you leaping on that grenade so no one else has to. So
I try. You know what? I was like, look, guys. I'm the friend that like when you're out with your other friends, I'm the one that'll jump on the grenade for everybody to make sure everyone else has a good time. I got you. I'm that guy.
Did you ever see Double Toasted, that YouTube channel?
No.
Oh man, they do like
I love
bad
Double
like
Toasted.
reviews for bad movies all the time. They are hilarious. I think you'll like them. They're black as hell.
I would do it. You know me. I would definitely do that.
Yeah.
I can see you definitely killing like a bad like a review for bad movies. Like do a series of it, like once a month. That'd be cool.
Those are always fun. Like doing
that
crappy
sounds
movies.
like fun to me. You know what? We have a new thing to do, guys.
They did a great review for Bones with Snoop Dogg, and then another one for Vampire in Brooklyn, both of which were great.
They're so funny. Oh my
I don't know, but I
They're
won't
so
say
hilarious.
Vampire in Brooklyn was hilarious though. I don't know. I liked it.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's why real movie.
Oh, yeah.
That's a real movie. Why don't they put that up for Sci-Fi Channel? It should be on the Sci-Fi Channel.
That
Oh, that's
still
even worse.
exists?
Tubi.
It's on Tubi. That's like 3 notches lower than Sci-Fi.
That's like the free
Yeah.
TV that no one actually gets.
You uninstall that app that's already installed on your TV.
Oh shoot. Tubi always reminded me, oh, you didn't watch this movie. I was like, I didn't even know you were still on my phone.
Exactly.
Oh, that's
man. Let's see. I think we got 57 people
57 one. All right.
for this comment stuff.
Have you finished typing in their names yet? We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this giveaway.
Oh, the 57 people for the giveaway?
Yep.
Yeah.
You know it's gonna be so funny. If Zach wins, everyone will be like, "What? Come on."
Yeah, Rick, this shit. He's on the show all the time. This is some bullshit.
Oh man. They said, "Oh God, I'd rather torture myself with the Last Airbender than ever watch Krampus Returns."
Yeah. I can sit through Airbender instead of watching that.
I mean, M. Night Shyamalan is pretty bad, but I'll deal with it.
He's such a weird person because like he like every other movie is good. It's like, bro, can you create some consistency?
I don't know if you remember. Yeah, go ahead. I was gonna say, Brandon, do you remember when The Happening came out? Do you remember The Happening came out and everyone was like, "What the hell is going on?" And we're at the movie theater, and we were at the family video, and it was selling out everywhere. And people were coming back like, "What the hell was this? I want my money back." People were coming back asking for money. Like, no.
The Crappening.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that bad.
It's not that bad. People just don't like weird stuff.
I mean, I think you were mad because you got to the end of the movie, you saw the trees, you're like, "What the hell?"
But it's different, you know?
No, but
It's not a classic, but it's not terrible.
Shyamalan's definitely made worse.
Hey, my least favorite movie of all time is The Village. I hate The Village.
The Village.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not a fan of The Village.
His new movie though,
But
that's coming out with Dave Bautista, that should look fire.
It looks really good.
But that's the issue. He makes great trailers and then shitty movies.
But the thing is,
whoever cuts his trailer is the real hero.
Yeah. Thing is that this is based off a book, and I think that as long as he stays close enough to the book, that he probably won't mess it up. As long as he don't try to make too many changes or like adapt stuff and change stuff for the for film, obviously, because not everything from a book is gonna work on screen.
Yeah.
But and I heard the book is amazing. I heard that like what we saw in the trailer is like a little like 1% of what the actual movie is. So
yeah,
I'm excited.
Well, speaking of, or torture myself with The Last Airbender, then never watch Krampus. Yeah.
CCXP is coming this week. 60XP. So we might hear something about DC.
What is CCXP?
It's basically Comic-Con for Brazil.
Oh, okay.
So we might hear things about Sony. We might hear about something about DC.
Sony's a big one, I think.
We're not hearing nothing about DC till January.
Yeah. Right now he's just on he's on Twitter like saying like that's fake. That's fake. That's fake. He's just basically on Grace Randolph's Twitter page like you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong.
And that's fair. I think that the big issue DC had before is that they never corrected anything. They just let things just go crazy and wild.
Yep.
And it was like gaps between movies. So people just had all these wild stuff, and then it never happened. So I think it's good that he's taking the reins like that. No. And this is what's happening. And you guys don't know what's going on, and shush. And I'm like, I like that.
But that's smart. That's what a leader might do, especially if he has an idea what the hell he's going to do. I've been saying this for years. DC has better characters, better stories, and they just don't know how to do it. So if someone can figure out how to do it, it could blow up.
The reason the issue was before is that they didn't have anyone doing it. Remember, there was no DC Studios. It was just random people like, let's take this character. Like I remember James Wan talking about Aquaman, and he was like, hey, how am I going to make this movie if I haven't seen Zack's Justice League yet? He said, don't worry about it. Just get the movie out by December. And I'm like, what? I need to see how Jason Momoa is in that. I need to see how Mara is in that movie first before. And he just said, don't worry about it.
And they changed the way she speaks. It's changed the storyline and everything.
The way they interact in water, all that stuff. And it was just like, when I saw Zack Snyder Justice League, I'm like, why does she have an accent? I was like, oh, because she was supposed to, but James Wan didn't see it.
And it's like, what kind of accent was it? Because that was all over the place.
Yeah, it was like supposed to be like a European thing with them. It's like they was gonna have like a different race thing depending on like if you're white Atlantean, you were European. If you were like Jason Momoa's kind, you wouldn't have an accent. And that's what Zack Snyder wanted to do, which I thought would be cool. But James Wan was like, "Fuck that." just go all surfer bro and go all in on that.
Well, you're asking too much from Amber Heard.
No, Amber Heard probably did it the right way. He was like, "What was that? What was that? Just speak regular. Just do it your regular way." Start over.
Because I don't think the accent was that bad in Zack Snyder Justice League.
No, I was just trying to figure out. I was just trying to figure out what it was.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be an English accent or something like that. But now, the only thing I'm scared about, and I talked with this, I think it was either Brian or Tank on our page, is the whole like connecting everything but comics together. That's a little too much.
Yeah.
Like I follow all the Marvel stuff, and I'm like, oh, it's fine, it's easy. They drop a project once a month. That's easy to follow. It's not that much. Everybody's complaining, but for you to be like animation, sometimes I don't watch the animated movies, shows, movies, and then the video games. Okay, yeah, wildin'.
Yeah. Oh, it was.
Zach, I don't mind. I'm more of a DC fan, but I'm not a Snyderverse fan. It's just too adult and wrong audience. They are trying to capture. I did not enjoy Man of Steel though. I did enjoy Man of Steel though.
That's totally fair. I've had conversations from nauseum since 2016 about Snyder's movies and stuff like that. And I think my camera just turned off.
No. Well, he Derpy in our Discord, he had wrote up like a whole like how he would do like phase, like what was it, phase 1, 2, and 3, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, it was good. It was very good.
He had some good ones. There's some parts where I was like, but for the most part, I was like, I liked it. It felt more DC, and I think that was the issue. Was like, you need to know. Well, that's the whole issue with like Nate Moore right now. He's like, oh, if you read the comic books and you're a fan, I don't want you. I want somebody who doesn't like, or he didn't say doesn't like the comic book, but he's like somebody who doesn't know anything. But like,
that's not a fanatic.
Then what are you doing?
He's like, making money for the movie. He's making movies for money, and not for the people that love the movie. I love the character.
I love the stories and the characters. Yeah,
I don't necessarily think that. Do you guys think Christopher Nolan did a good job with the Dark Knight trilogy?
Yes.
He's not a fan of the comics like that. You don't have to be like a super fan of the comics.
Yeah, but you should not want to alienate the people that do like the comics and the character. And that's my problem with what Nate Moore said.
The problem is that we're not the ones making them $1 billion. It's the casuals.
Yeah, as we were saying before.
That's exactly what I said earlier.
We were just talking about that. Yeah. It's the casuals who are bringing in money.
I think I'm gonna leave and come back.
Go ahead. All right. Okay. Well, while he's away, you want to do the giveaway real quick?
Yep, that's what I'm thinking. Let's do this.
Yeah,
show him the picture.
Let's do it.
Which picture? Oh, in Discord. What's there? Can we get Snyder Watchmen Extended Squid Edition campaign going? Seriously, right?
No, you're not wrong. Snyder's Watchmen. Let's do it.
It was good, but then he changed the whole end of it. Like, it was like, because he's like, oh, no one will get the squid things, and then the show comes out and people are like, oh, that's cool. Like, So you mean the comic book was better? The Superman design I would do. Yeah. Well, when he comes back.
Yeah, we'll talk about that, but let's do the giveaway while we. Yep, Zach's coming in now. Yeah, this camera's working. I got it. I'm gonna bring it.
Okay, Zach, you wanna sit tight for a minute, and we're gonna do this giveaway, and then we'll bring you back in.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is that cool? All right.
If he wins, I don't know.
Just bring it right back in. I'm like,
bring him in. He's like, left screen. All right. So should I do 30 seconds, or I think 30-second race should be good because I can set the time.
30 seconds.
I should have like a 24-hour race and just have it live stream.
Yeah, watch time up.
Oh man, that's
right. All right. Let's. I'm gonna bring you down. We're gonna do this real quick. Here, let me share my screen real quick. I don't need audio but that's it.
No, hold on. Let's do the transition and everything. We can make.
I'm just getting this ready, but that's how it looks.
That is
fancy.
Awesome. I can't believe we have that many ducks.
I know. The only bad thing is I think next time we do a giveaway, I want to do it where like you have to be in chat. You have to be like part of the channel, because here a lot of people just came in, which is cool. But
a lot of things we have to do it with. Tell them what day we're gonna do it, so that means they come back and come to watch it.
Yeah, you sure, Derpy? Last minute, you're giving away something pretty cool, man. Something really, really cool. Have you noticed?
It's inevitable, Derpy.
It lights up. The stones go in and out. Dan just commented. I guess it's too late. No.
Oh, it's not.
I don't think,
not for you.
I thought you were already in. Let me double check.
We're making sure.
I thought you were already in. No, I'll add you.
We'll add you right now. We're not gonna let you wait. Come on, man.
Yeah. I'll add in Dr. Derpy.
Doing it anyway.
Spell his name right. The link should be up top. But it was our 500 giveaway one. Did I? Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it's the first one.
Yeah. Can I pin it from here? No, I have to pin it from. And then it's there. Oh yeah, you changed your name, Derpy.
501st.
501st.
All right. All right. Got this.
Yeah, we got 59 people.
I can't wait to see who wins. I'm actually excited to see who wins this.
Same.
Yeah.
I've been grabbing stuff. I got this Funko Pop for Black Panther. You can see it's
tilt it down a little bit. We got the glare. There you go. Okay. Oh, today was 70% off of FunkoPop.com.
I know
sucks because the Namor that I want isn't even out yet. I was like, you sons of bitches. Like, it's got the headdress and he look badass. Nice. The Civil War one.
So that's Civil War. So we got but I got Black Panther and I got the one that looks like T'Challa. They're not the same.
Kind of. But all right. Yeah, respect you. We got you, man. We got you. All right. So we got Derpy in there and House and Nerd Show in there because I know you guys are always in chat. All right, let's officially start this thing. All right. Welcome to our 500 giveaway subscriber video. Yeah. I don't know where my thing where
that's all I got. Sorry.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. All right. So last time we did a marble race that decided the winner. It was fun. That was cool. It was a little hard to watch. Oh, there you go. That's pretty cool. A little cassette of all the stones. Yep. So this time we're doing something similar but a little different. We are doing a duck race. nice and easy and simple. Pretty cool. So we got 59 people that commented. 59 people. We got some people in there like Zach Attacks, House of Nerd Show, Derpy, some of the guys that are always on our channel, and then some new people. So we appreciate all you new people as well joining in. But yeah, anything you guys need to say before we get this race going?
Well, thank you guys for all the help and all the comments and everything. I can't wait to see who wins this. This is a great Christmas present. I might throw something else in there because I have stuff.
Definitely. Thank you so much to everyone who's subscribed and is gracious enough to follow us.
Yes. Appreciate it. So here it is. So it's a 30-second race, not a 3-minute race like last time. So a little bit quicker. And it's just straight duck races, man. So I don't pick the numbers. The numbers are automatically kind of generated, but I did give all the ducks the name of every comment that put in our giveaway channel or video. Cool. You guys ready? I feel like we need some music or something like that.
I know. We should have something.
Yeah.
I'm the best there is.
Where's
Plain simple.
I don't know.
Exactly.
I was looking for something good.
Oh, well, turn the music going on the thing. You see the exit to the music?
Let me see. Yeah.
Does it play? I don't hear anything.
Let me see. I don't even hear anything either. Let me see. I gotta bring it down real quick and then bring it back up. I don't think I shared it.
Yeah, the audio.
All right. I don't even know if it plays any music, but we'll see. All right, you guys ready?
Yes.
I don't think I have a countdown either. All right. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, they did play the horn. There we go. Who's in the lead? I got a bunch of people. I see Cross on there. I see Martin.
I see Derpy.
I see Derpy. I see Jimmy Mills. There's CMC. We got Derpy up there.
Is that your mom?
Yeah, it is. It's my mom, 27. What else we got in there? There goes Zach Johnson.
No! There we go!
Wrong Zach. Wrong Zach. But Zach Johnson. He won. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
So cool.
But there we go. So cool. There you go, Zach Johnson. Thank you for joining us over here at the Spoiler Kings, and we'll contact you, get all your information and stuff like that, and we'll get it shipped out to you ASAP. You guys can still hear the duck. Yeah, there you go. But there you go, Zach Johnson. Congrats,
Zach.
And then
thank you for doing all the stuff.
Yeah.
As soon as we get your information, this is going out. I go to UPS store and just send it out immediately. I think we'll throw something else in there.
Yeah.
Know what, Derpy?
Right.
We're not enough friends anymore.
All right, let's finish this up. Thank you, Zach, and we will no choke like Chicago Bears. Boo, 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 boo. But all right, and then thank you guys, and we will see you guys hopefully at 1,000. We'll do 1,000. That's gonna be awesome.
Come on, for 1,000, we're gonna do something crazy. We're gonna do something nuts.
Yeah.
We lose our damn minds all the time. So, but thank you guys again. Thank you from me, Tank, Brandon, Will, everybody that's part of this thing, and we appreciate you. And hopefully, hopefully 1,000 is coming quickly. We can do this in like April, and it'd be like I can do it like a DS or something, or something great, a switch light or something like that. Something awesome.
I don't know, man. Just we'll see. No promises. We'll see what happens by then. But yeah, thank you, Zach. Zach Johnson.
A brand new car.
We'll do the Oprah. You get it. All right, I gotta get going, guys. All right, but thank you, and we will see you guys at 1,000 subscribers later. All right, I gotta go. Hold on, give me a second.
Run. The baby calls. I'm sorry, Zach. It was the wrong Zach.
White man always trying to keep me down. God damn. I'm sorry. Should I not say that on the stream? I don't want to get y'all demonetized. I'm sorry. I just realized I cursed.
Oh, we curse all the time.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh man, that's fun. That was good. I think that was a good race.
Cool. Yeah, that was cool. I didn't see my name at all. My duck was tripping. It's like you ain't packing nothing, bro. We back here chilling.
Your duck was a chicken. I don't know.
Oh yeah, cannot swim, just like me.
Oh man, you good, Brandon?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just laughing.
How's everybody doing though? How's your days?
Busy.
Good, man. Busy. Was really tired throughout the day. Came home from work and just fell asleep on the couch.
That's so nice that you could do that.
Yeah.
If I did that, my kids would be like opening my eyeballs, my eyelids, like, "Daddy, you there?
What's going on here? You don't get to sleep."
Like, no, I'm not there. Derby says, "I appreciate you finding you guys, fellas. Been heck of a ride. 1K, here we come. Thank you, Derby. That is awesome.
Derpy.
Thank you, Derby.
Awesome.
It's great to have you.
I agree.
Definitely.
I mean, it's been one of those the funner things I've ever had to do. This whole thing's been fun.
Same. Same.
I'm actually currently building a website, and I'm doing blogs and all that stuff. So hopefully within the next 2 weeks, I'll have it all ready. We'll have it for the Sport of the Kings. We'll have it for Nerd Huddle, Dynasty Pylon. Everything will be up there. We'll be able to have different blogs and people to comment on things and keep on writing articles. So that's what we're trying to get it all up.
That's dope.
So yeah, well, Tank has all all the stuff from the Discord, but Derpy definitely wants to show you his idea is pretty good. I gotta give it to him. His idea with Superman, how he's gonna do Superman, Batman, how he's gonna tie it all in for the Snyder stuff.
Yeah.
He has costume design. He has all type of stuff.
Wow.
I was like, yeah, he went all out. He really did.
Yeah, that's cool.
So,
yeah, I've done that a couple times where I've kind of like planned it out and thought what I could do, and everybody's like reset. You don't have to reset. You just gotta put out great movies, and people will forget.
You have some, but you have things that you can deal with it. I mean, because you have the Flash, because you have that whole thing.
And you know what's funny is like now, so many years later, people are appreciating those Zack Snyder movies a lot more now. Recently, I've been hearing a lot more chatter about, we underappreciated this movie and this movie and this movie and the vision he was trying to do and how he was making it different from Marvel. And it's funny, like he was just a couple years too early, it seemed like.
I think he just didn't play well with others enough.
But then again, it's the studio. They should have had like a head and planned it out and talked to him like, hey, you need to leave this open so other people can play with it. Even though like Patty Jenkins did Wonder Woman and that first one was great and Zach had his hands in it in terms of the way it looked in the action, and then when she got all the credit for it, she kicked him away, and then we got 84 and we could see his hands is the reason why that movie held together.
I can't argue with you.
Even like when I watch Zack Snyder's Justice League, the Amazons, the way they're done in that beginning part where Steppenwolf attacks is so good comparing to how you see them in 84.
84 was just so bad. It was so badly written.
Yeah, it was
it was like when I watched the movie, I didn't mind it. The only part I really didn't like was the whole Steve Trevor taking over that guy's body. I was like, what the hell?
Like, who thought that was a good idea? How did I get past the cutting room front floor?
There's like an old movie that's based on that subject. I forgot what it's called. And she's like one of her favorite movies. And I'm like, it's what that movie come out? 2019, 2020? It's 2020. You can't do stuff like that anymore. There's so many old movies that are classics that you can't do that. It's like that's done for.
Yeah, and people just don't like listening and do whatever the hell they want to do. And that's the problem,
She messed up two bags. She messed up the Wonder Woman bag, and she messed up her Star Wars bag.
And Wonder Woman was so good, and that's just she ruined it from that. That's just terrible.
What are you gonna say, Brandon?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, which sucks because she's proven herself to be a very competent director even before Wonder Woman, like with Monster and I forgot what else she did, but I remember just sitting there during Wonder Woman 84 and just like, huh?
Did she write Monster?
I don't think she wrote it.
She directed it. I don't believe she wrote it.
I think that's oh no, she did write. She screenplay is by her.
She did.
Oh really?
Okay, my bad.
So because I was gonna say maybe she's a good director but not a good writer, but she wrote Monster and that's a great movie. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know. She really complained about the first Wonder Woman, which I thought was really weird because people love that movie. I think it's one of the best superhero movies.
I agree. I thought it was unbelievable.
Because a lot of my complaints with the MCU is like they're not doing a lot of superhero stuff. It's like a lot of internal conflict and a lot of drama about them and their worlds and stuff like that, which is fine. I'm still enjoying it. Like, even though I can complain about the MCU, I still enjoy the hell out of it. And there's so many classic moments. But it was great to see DC have like superhero films. I'm the good guy, you're the bad guy. Even if there's a complicated story that's happening, this is still that classic comic book back and forth of a superhero trying to save people, protect other people, and stuff like that. And she was doing that in Wonder Woman in the past, which I thought was dope. No Man's Land is one of the most emotional classic action scenes in a comic book movie.
Oh boy.
Yep.
I don't know what to do. Are you worried about DC?
Yeah. Now that James Gunn said his idea, yes, I am. I thought he was just gonna give a great timeline for the movies, tie in the show, because I love the Arrowverse, but it outran its course. I hope he doesn't cancel Superman and Lois because I love that show so much.
Me too.
Tyler Hoechlin's the perfect Superman.
He is. I didn't think so before. I did not think so before. But the more I watch it, the more I see him interact with his kids and how he's grown. It's grown up. It's Superman, but grown up. Like, it makes sense.
Yeah, and it's and it feels like this is the same. It can kind of feel like this is the same Superman that Henry Cavill was. It feels like he made those mistakes. He went through that. Now he's older and he's the Superman that we know. And I think that's where Zack Snyder was going to take him, but it was taking too long.
No, see, did you read the Snyder stuff?
Yeah,
where he wanted to go.
I know the wild shit he was going to do, but
I was like, all right.
But I know the studio was going to be like, no. You're not going to have Batman
have a baby, really? Superman have to come back? I was like, dude,
no,
that's too
much. I know they were going to cut all that stuff out, but yeah, I don't know. I love Tyler Hoechlin. Like, for him, he would just, if they wanted to translate him over to movies, he would have to get a better suit. That's not like a TV suit, and you have to shave.
Yeah,
and that's it. Like, I get him not shaving for the show because, like, I'm shooting 15 episodes. I'm not shaving every fucking day for that. Crazy.
Also, my only other problem, I think he might be too good looking.
What?
Is that a thing? Is that a thing?
Is that? I thought Superman's Clark's supposed to be handsome.
No, but I feel like he's so good looking, and this is weird for me to even say, that like you would know that's him. There's only like 4 guys that look like this. You know what I'm saying? There's only 4 people in the world. It's just
but Henry Cavill's like that too. Like, women go nuts for that dude. And he kind of proved it. He stood under a Superman sign in 42nd Street here, and he had his glasses on and a trench coat, and no one knew he was there. And then he took the glasses off, and that's when people realized. I was like, whoa, the Superman shit works. He was there with the glasses, just standing under the Superman sign for 3 hours.
Isn't that just kind of what it is for it? That's just because it's New York.
But for him just to take the glasses off and then for people to start recognizing him like after 30 minutes, like, that's so weird.
It's hilarious.
But it's happened to me. Weird. Like, I wear glasses, and people when I take my I usually have them on all the time. The only reason I don't have them now is because my light does like a weird glare, and it looks stupid. So when I take them off at work, they're like, "Was that?" Like, what?
All right, let me read. I was not paying attention to you, Derby. I'm sorry.
It's from the Golden Age Lois and Clark series. Did it live action, but I wanted it to be Snyder body armor.
And I had a picture of it, but I couldn't bring up my Discord. That's what I was doing. I was trying to bring up my Discord so I show you the picture, but I couldn't do it. So I have to wait for Tank to come back and do it. It's
I would like a classic suit combined with armor look. I think that would be dope.
Well, and then Henry Cavill wants to have the curly Q.
Didn't he have it in Black Adam?
He did.
I think yeah.
But yeah, no, that's why I was going to show, because I thought the look is going to be, but he's going to have the curly Q. It's going to be good. I mean,
Who do you want to direct this Superman movie for the next one?
Oh man, I would love the Russo brothers to do it.
Who could direct one?
That's what I want. I want the Russo brothers to do it.
Oh, I want them to direct everything that's superhero wise. Stop going to like this espionage stuff you're trying. I like the Gray Man, but just get back into superhero stuff, please. And Extraction was cool. Let's get back, because you guys just handled them really, really well. Like Thor, Cap, everybody it just felt well, and it was still comedy.
What do you think, Brandon, about this whole thing? This is always thought. I thought Superman is almost like Thor, that he's so powerful that you have to kind of humanize him, right? And the Russo brothers did a good job without making him seem like a punk, and that's why I feel like them doing Superman might be really interesting.
Yeah, you just have to kind of humanize him in terms of his character rather than what he can do. I think that'll make him like appealing to mass audiences as a character. There's this stigma that Superman can't be interesting or appealing because he's that powerful, and I think that's very, very wrong. I just think nobody is really like kind of dared to flesh him out as a character, aside from just like what we were saying with Superman and Lois in the comic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if they can do that, I think they've really cracked the code. So
one of the funniest scenes in that show that made it human was like when he got sick from kryptonite and he got shot up in that bank. And then he came back home with the bruises. He's never been bruised before. And Lois is like, "What happened?" He's like, "I don't know. I just got shot and I'm bruised up." And like in the way it's the acting too, but just the fact that he did that, because you're thinking in your head, if I'm like Superman and all of a sudden I'm getting hurt, I would react that way, like, "Oh my God, what's happening?"
I don't know what is happening. I don't know.
Yeah, or like him pretending to be weak. Like he became the coach of his son's football team.
Yep.
He's like, "Help me pick this up." He's like, "Oh, my back!" Like funny stuff like that. Making him like football, like him like basketball, like him like sports, and like talk about girls.
But I even like the idea of his sons having that type of that gene. Not the cool one, the nerdy one also has the Superman gene too.
Yeah,
and that's just complicated as hell.
Yeah. I really like how the direction they're going with the character of Clark. Like, just in the context of the movies, they need to do the same thing. Just make him a dude. Just make him a regular dude.
Yeah.
But isn't it also interesting, like the way that you have him dealing with the United States and him dealing with the rest of the world? Mm-hmm. I thought that was so mind-boggling, like so good. It was so smart, and that's how it really be. It's like, no, you're supposed to be our hero. He's like, I'm here for the world.
That's ripped straight out of the comics, that conflict. Those people who write that show understand that character in a way that no one else has. Like, I love Christopher Reeve Superman. I think Brandon Routh is a great Superman without the story. He didn't get the stories, even though he was great in Arrowverse as Superman as well. But these guys get the character in a way while also adding to the lore. Splitting Jonathan Kent into John and Jordan, and then naming them after both of Superman's fathers was genius. Getting that teen angst and depression, anxiety that Superman has, and giving it to one kid, but giving the wholesome, sporty version of him to another kid was genius. Like, he basically he has a son that's him, and he has a son that's his Bruce Wayne. he's raising Bruce.
That is unfortunately true. It's just so good.
Like, that would be a great interaction for like Bruce to like talk to Jordan, and it's just like, I get it. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah. Also, Zach, if I did Superman film, I would open the film doing frame by frame live action version of the 40s cartoon show intro, but modern writing, and end it with John Williams' theme, but with the tone of the 90s show.
Okay. That 90s show is so underrated.
You're talking about Lois and Clark?
No, the animated one.
The animated
series.
I was like, what? Why is he talking about that? The animated one was
one was great.
That's a template right there. I think that show and Superman and Lois is the template for the next. Whatever you do, just use that.
Well, I think that's the same thing you say with Batman. I think they need to take the animated series from the 90s, and there's 4 of them. They're just bangers. They're unbelievable stories, and you can just
Batman
remake
TS,
that.
The Batman, Beware the Batman wasn't too bad, and there's that other like Adam West animated one where he's like everything's a little bit more cartoony. You can't really do that now.
The Brave and the Bold.
But yeah, that was cool too. But Matt Reeves, the Batman, felt the closest to the 90s show.
I agree.
The Batman did, yeah. I say it all the time. My favorite animated one is The Mask of the Phantasm. My favorite. Honestly, it's just so good.
He has a lot of great animated movies. Now that I'm thinking about it. Under the Red Hood and
Under the Red Hood, everyone loves that.
I love Under the Red Hood so much.
That would be a great movie for them to knock off, especially now that there is Ben Affleck's Jason is Dead. You can do that. You can do that as his solo movie. But my dream is for them to do a storyline called Assault on Gotham.
Okay.
Where it's 3 different story arcs. It's one story arc is where there's a virus that is exposed in Gotham and is causing issues, and Batman has to figure out how to do it. This is not a problem he can punch away. He has to use his brain.
Mm-hmm.
And Barbara Gordon is introduced. She's involved. We get all his main supporting cast gets to do stuff. That's how you get Jim Gordon to do stuff.
Why they're important.
Yeah, and you get more of the police force. You can get all the little characters from the police force in there, which sets up that show they're going to do because they're doing Gotham PD. Mm-hmm. And then right after they solve that issue, Earthquake hits, and that causes a whole nother problem. That could be another movie that they could do, and it could be like a whole trilogy of just like these things that Batman can't fight with his fists. He has to figure out with his mind. While obviously villains are involved, you can whichever villain you want to put in each one that takes advantage of these things. And like No Man Land will be the last one.
But like within that universe, wouldn't you think Superman will come and help in those type of cases?
See, everybody always says that, but I think what people have to realize is like we can't just do that. We can't have heroes always just like, oh, why did this person didn't come? They're doing something else. When that Superman movie's happening, that Batman movie's happening. That's always my canon in my head.
But if that's the case, then you don't want it to all like flow together. You want it to be their own separate entities. Then
no, they're in the same universe. But when Batman has a problem, he can't just call Superman because Superman's dealing with his own shit. Like Lex Luthor is doing some shit, and I was like, I want to come help you, but Lex Luthor is like about to blow up Antarctica, and I can't go to Gotham for that. He's about to melt the ice caps and destroy half the world. I can't worry about Gotham right now. Wonder Woman's dealing with her father, stuff like that.
She's doing God stuff. That is what it is.
Flash is worrying about Zoom trying to rape him again. Like, it's just they're just dealing with the Green Lanterns out in space, dealing with
Green Lantern shit.
Yeah, Aquaman's in the water dealing with the same bozos he has to deal with because he won't kill anybody. Like,
all right, so we got Derpy. Batman film for me would be Night on the Job. Would be Robin and basically the plot with the first Arkham Asylum game with Deathstroke, not Joker, as villain and Barbara as the key plot. So I will open the film with an animated series, opening frame by frame, and ending with cliffhanger transition, like how the '60s show did. And same Bat universe dubbed. The voice is AWKC. You can't do that.
Oh, Kevin Conroy and who's AW? Oh, Adam West.
Adam West. You can't do that. Kevin Conroy. First of all, Kevin Conroy is the voice, and I don't think you obviously can't do that now.
Yeah, no. I don't want to do like they take clips from other stuff. It's gonna be weird.
Yeah.
But the guy who's Batman now is good too. Justin Eccles. He's doing a good voice.
Jensen Eccles?
He's the one that's been doing the Batman voice in what's the name of that movie? Long Halloween Part 1 and 2.
Really?
And he did it in the Super Sons movie.
So I'm like the biggest Supernatural fan.
Yeah, I watched it for a long time.
So I still watch. I watch over the reruns. So that's why I know when you said Jensen Ackles, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Jensen Ackles, Jared Padalecki. Yeah, I know.
I love those guys. I'm glad they're both doing good after Supernatural, like Jensen and Boys.
The Boys was great with him.
Yeah, it was great with him. And then Jason, is it Jason or Jared? What's his name? Jared is in
Yeah,
Walker,
Padalecki.
which is doing really good.
I thought it was gonna fail immediately. I really did, and somehow he was able to save it.
And it now has a spinoff, so it's definitely doing good.
Man,
I won't lie. I thought it was going to fail too.
I mean, you're not Chuck Norris. That's just what it is.
Exactly.
And does that story work in 2020? You know?
Yeah. But I didn't realize how big Jensen and was, because Jared is so much bigger than him. I just always thought Jensen was like 5'8", 5'9". He's 6 feet tall, and Jared is just 6'5".
It just makes him look small.
It'd be like a show with me and Brandon.
Did you ever see that interview he did about him bulking up for The Boys?
No.
He talked about he was like, yeah, I'm doing a superhero show. I got to bulk up. I got to get real big. I got to real big. And then he got there and he was like, oh, you got really big. And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, no, none of us are muscular. We just put pads in our suits. He was like, I killed myself for what?
That just seems like him. I can see him doing it. You
Like,
gonna have that training montage
before you did it.
He was probably out there throwing. He was doing Falcons training montage with the shield. He was throwing it around. Bing, bing, bing. Caught it.
Going mad hard, and they're like, yeah, you didn't have to do any of that. That's funny.
Yeah. So all right. Tank said something. He said, "So I'll be back soon. Baby stuff happening. Hey,
take care of the kids, man.
That's always the first thing. Kids come first.
Yeah, be cool. We're having fun out here without you.
Well, that's how
it's my show now. No, I'm joking.
Taking it over. That's all right. That's all right. We were like, Tank who?
Who's that?
Hey, remember we used to do a show with Tank, Brandon? Remember that?
Yeah.
That was a long time ago, dude. I kind of remember him. I don't know. Yeah.
Who's that guy?
Whatever happened to him?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No idea.
Oh, boy.
What's the next movie you guys excited for? Is it Avatar?
So we were going to do a review on Devotion. So
I think I did that today.
Yeah, so someone here, I'm not going to point any elbows. Oh, it's the wrong one. Didn't watch it as he slowly disappears.
Homie did the Homer Simpson.
This is gonna fall back into the bush. So I watched it and then I did some research on it. Let's go peek over like we still here. But I can't wait to
like that one video I showed you.
That's exactly how you just did it.
I will never not find that video hilarious.
that guy. What is the name of that thing with the mannequin head?
It's Chester.
Chester. Yeah. If I had it up right now, I'll show it to you, and you would be like, "This is stupid." He just loves it.
It's actually a bit of an inside joke, Zach. So, this dude goes around with this mannequin head that he aptly named Chester, and the Chester mannequin has this bewildered, expression on its face. So this guy's going, and usually I don't like the prank gone wrong videos because it's mostly just people being assholes. But this one kind of gave me a laugh. This dude will go into a bathroom stall. He'll knock on the stall next to him, and once somebody's in here, he peeks this thing over the stall and then pulls it back.
Oh no!
All right.
I would have been terrified.
And it's the look on this thing's face that's the funniest thing.
It's not funny.
Derpy's kind of onto something with some of these ideas, though.
No, it's unbelievable. And I'm waiting for Tank to come back so we can have a full body discussion on it. But he has it planned out. He has the costume. I have pictures of the costume. I just can't show you off my phone right now.
Yeah.
So
for me, I think that they just need to establish the 7 Justice League members. That's what the universe needs to surround by. The 7 League members, because they all represent something different.
Mm-hmm.
Superman represents the alien that looks like us. Batman is the pessimism, the detective, the street vigilante that ties into like Green Arrow, Black Canary, that world.
Mm-hmm.
Flash does science, time travel. Wonder Woman's the gods. Green Lantern space. Martian Manhunter is an alien that does not look like us and how we react to that.
Mm-hmm.
Aquaman is obviously water and sea. Cyborg is technology. And you have all those spaces. You can just now Cyborg introduced Mr. Terrific and Blue Beetle.
Are all those science stuff long enough to carry a full movie?
After seeing Ray Fisher in Zack Snyder's Justice League, I would say yes.
Because you can't use him anymore. And
that's not true.
I think he's never going to use it. He's never going to go back to it.
He said he needs Walter Hamada gone, and that man is gone. They sent that boy to Paramount, so there's an opportunity for him to come back and play Cyborg if they want him to.
I was waiting for Derby, but Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, Aquaman, Flash are my 7s.
That's fair. That's the original OG 7.
I'd be good with that.
You can swap out Manhunter for Cyborg or Hawkgirl. It depends on what they want. I can see them doing Hawkgirl because they need to put another girl.
Mm-hmm.
And then also ties it to Hawkman on the JSA, which would be kind of cool. But for them to have like, she's over here and he's over there.
And you know what? And I thought Aldous Hodge did an unbelievable job at Hawkman, and he did so good that I think you could bring Hawkgirl in.
Yeah, he said that's the plan. So I'm not sure who would play Hawkgirl. It's gotta be somebody with some spunk, but you can be very serious and emotional at the same time. So you're like a badass. It got to be a badass.
You know,
first thought is always Lupita. Lupita Nyong'o for every role. Just give her some red locks and put the helmet on and just have the locks flowing out the back.
What's her name? Who played Rambo and yeah.
Oh, Monica Rambeau? Oh yeah, she's freed up. She's
Tiana Paris.
In the Woman King. In the one.
No, not Tiana Paris. She's the daughter. She's the new Monica. No, sorry.
She's
the Maria Rambeau.
Maria, the mother. The mother.
Yeah. Lashana Lynch. That's what he said.
Lashana Lynch. That's I think she's fun. She's energetic, and then she's a badass.
Yeah.
You know, that's just and you look at her. You look at Aldous Hodge. You be like, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Cast this man as a casting director. He gets it.
Hey, they usually cast right. It's just they don't know how to finish the movie.
Yeah, they usually cast right. I think the only person that I would say they didn't cast right was Ezra Miller. And it's not even like he's a bad actor. I just think he's the wrong Flash.
I think
he should have been. He's a Wally West. He's not a Barry Allen.
It was just a weird choice for Barry. He's a Wally West.
You don't
I've
think
been saying that for
it was,
quite some time.
I think it also might be the problem that you had somebody on there doing the Flash TV show that's done it for 10 years. That's a better Barry Allen than who you cast.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
That's also true.
Grant Gustin, being Barry Allen, being that strong of a character, and being Barry Allen, he's not the greatest Flash of all time, but he's the best Barry Allen I've seen. And that's a problem. So you have to have someone who's going to at least be able to match that.
Yeah. Their secret identity is really the most important part to get down. I think that's people really like forget that when they make these movies. You got to get their secret because that's where you get the relatability for the audience.
Mm-hmm. Very good point.
Yeah.
Being the revamped DC verse on the Green Lantern film with evil Tim Robbins. What about basing the revamped DC verse? I don't. Which Green Lantern film? There's been a couple animated ones.
So they're supposed to have a new one coming out.
They're supposed to have a Green Lantern TV show coming out on HBO Max. Hey,
right. Sorry about that, guys.
No problem.
Hopefully, I didn't have the giveaway be too quick at the end.
Hey, buddy.
No, it was great.
Okay. Yeah. So I was like, oh shit, I need to go.
Dude, yo, you just go.
Well, it was like right as we're saying bye and thank you, I was like, take off.
All right, gotta go. Bye.
That's how I felt how it went.
Viewers,
So,
kids
Derpy,
always come first.
Yeah. Derpy wants you to show the Superman picture. He wants to show Zach the picture. I tried to do it on my Discord, but I wasn't able to do it. So.
I think it was here.
So there was only one Green Lantern film with Tim Robbins playing the bad father.
I probably didn't see it then because I'm not too sure.
I mean, Tim Robbins is
the Ryan Reynolds one.
Oh,
Tim Robbins was the father. Yeah,
was he?
I don't remember details like that about that movie.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, I don't know if I could show the whole thing, but this is a Superman thing.
It's
the old school, the intro.
Okay. Oh, this was the intro he was talking about he would love to do. Oh, the Max Fleischer cartoon, yeah.
You know, but the whole like, you know, all that stuff.
Stranger from the planet Krypton, the Man of Steel, Superman. Possessing remarkable physical strength, Superman fights a never-ending battle for truth and justice, disguised as a mild-mannered newspaper reporter, Clark Kent.
I wonder what the modern version of that would be. Like a TikTok video? I don't know.
A YouTuber?
YouTuber doing like a documentary on him? Yeah. That would be cool. A movie where you see Superman through other people's eyes would be pretty cool.
Yeah, make it modern though.
Yeah,
that would be what you just said is awesome. How you see Superman through other people's eyes, the other people on the outside, how they see Superman. That would be interesting.
Version. The government, civilians, villains.
That would be really cool.
That'd be cool.
Inside, like
there's a
I'll
Star Wars.
Be right back,
book.
guys. Okay.
Okay. I'll bring him down. Oh, go ahead. There's a sorry. I know we were like trying to get this done. When he comes back, we'll start right away.
Okay.
Hopefully we don't take another 2 more hours.
I ain't gonna be here for 2 hours, so
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But what was I saying?
It says
send the link to Instagram too.
So for the picture.
Oh, wait. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the one.
Is that one?
Yeah. Oh, is that? That's not. Hold on.
Oh no, that's just the GIF that's in there.
Cause it's modern. It's like It's like a JS comic art thing with Henry Cavill's face on it. Yeah, that's it.
That it? Oh yeah, Instagram thing. I think I can blow it up.
Sorry to double click on it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's as big as it gets. Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, it's basically the Superman suit. The S is more old school, and then he's got his underwear on the outside. That's not bad suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Oh, he sent me print down. Sent the DM. Come on. You know what stupid song I got stuck in my head?
What?
Have you ever seen Community?
Yeah.
We've been watching Community so much. I think we're like on our third like go around of it, and it's basically gonna be my ringtone. Like, yeah, that and like Donald Glover wears so much Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah,
because he was going so hard for to be Miles.
But he definitely couldn't be Miles.
He could have been. Not anymore.
No,
He's too old.
He's way too old.
Yeah, but back then, you know,
even then,
season one, he looked young. He looked like he was like 18, like straight out of high school in season 1 of Community.
At the oldest you could have Miles is being 15.
I mean, I think you can make him a 19-year-old or 18-year-old.
How?
Like right out of high school.
Like because unless you're not doing an origin story for him.
Yeah,
you still could.
I
do the
ultimate
ultimate
when he starts
ultimate
out
universe.
What
he was around the same age as Peter when he got his powers, wasn't he?
He was 14 or 15.
He was pretty young.
He was younger than Peter.
He was younger than Peter in the. I don't know if they retconned his powers, but his original. I have his original appearance. Like I actually have because it was the Ultimate Universe.
Mm-hmm.
I have all of the Ultimate from 1 to when they killed Peter Parker, and then the beginning of Miles Morales. I have all of that, like first editions, all of them.
Just tell me where it is in your house.
It's at my mom's house. I need to go get it. Actually,
that super's dope, but the card doesn't work at all with it. I agree.
This one, I'm not a big fan of. That I don't like. I don't know.
The bulge says PlayStation Miles is older. He is older.
He is.
He's even then. PlayStation Miles is still 17. That's my point. Like, so if you're doing an origin story for Miles, like he's literally got to be 15, 14, 15.
Yeah. I'll show Zach when he comes back in.
All right. Well, let's bring him back in then.
I'll bring him in. Yeah. All right. So these are the like Instagram photos. Like that's not too bad. I don't know. Then it's the collar, because then there's this one without the collar.
That's much better.
Yes, I can deal with that one.
That throws it way off. I like that.
Yeah, I was never a fan of that collar.
Yeah, and like here, this looks like kind of similar to
what we have
the movie.
now.
You know, besides the S is way different, I think.
Yeah, the S needs to be big. I love that the S is big like that.
Yeah. But I like that. I like kind of like old school mixing, you know.
Yeah. What I would love with the red part that looks like underwear to modernize it is the kind of like, instead of it looking like underwear, just interwove it down his pants and of a mixture of red and blue, and then have like white trimming, so you have the red, white, and blue, or even yellow trimmings. So it's like the red, white, and yellow. I think that would be a little cooler looking.
Yeah.
The one with the collar looks the best. Works without the collar works best.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I
collar thing looks weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Show off that hairy chest.
And you need less things for him to not look like Clark Kent. Like he wears a collar all the time when he's working. And he
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
All right. Well, we need to get on to our main thing.
Yeah.
We've been on here an hour and a half, and
I know.
Sorry, guys.
No, that was a lot on me too. I was probably gone for like a half an hour. All right. Let's get going.
Hey, at least John come on.
What happened?
At least John Campion didn't come on this time. Last time he left me, just had John Campion come on. I'm sitting there looking down like John Campion. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, he usually comes later. Like, if anything, he'll come around the 10 to 11 hour. Like that's the John Campion hour.
That's like 10:30. He comes on, and I'm like, all right, here we go.
I feel like we should make like a meme or something for like oh, we left you milk and cookies, but it's like we left you YouTube comments and reviews
just for John Campion. That's all. All right. Go ahead,
ready?
go. Sorry, I was talking too much.
Oh, yeah, and then I got my Wookiee cozy. All right, let's go. All right, welcome back to the Spoiler Kings. This is part 2, the second half of Phase 4 ranking for all of the Phase 4 MCU stuff, TV, movie, all that good stuff. So we're back, and we are back with Mr. Zach Attack Reviews.
Hey,
do you want to do a quick shout out to your channel again?
Yeah, man. Subscribe to my channel, Zach Attack Reviews. I do reviews on movies, television shows, trailers, and ranking lists of the movies that I've seen for the year, the month, so you guys know what to watch that came out in whatever month it is. Yeah, check me out.
Yep. So link is in the description. Make sure you go check out Zach Attacks. And while you're clicking some buttons, make sure you click that sub button here. We are on our road to 1,000 now. That's it, man. No more stops. We're going right to the top. So
let's go.
But yeah. All right. So where did we leave off? This is the.
Oh wait. I have something to say. Well, one, Brandon, wake up. First thing I got to say. All right. Second thing. I want to apologize. I went to watch Eternals this weekend. And it was not the worst movie I've ever seen. It was not. I still say it's a C movie, but
I've seen it a few times.
I was giving it this is awful. It was not totally awful. It was long and it lacked emotion for me, but it was not a terrible movie. I'm just going to give you credit. I'm going to say it now. That's it. I'll never say it again. I'm giving you this credit right now.
I really appreciate you for doing that because you was really shitting on me.
I was like, I'm talking too much crap. I better go watch this.
Man, this is why this video is 2 parts.
Just that one movie.
I was like, wait a minute. No, it was not that bad. I watched it again and I was like, okay.
I agree with the emotion part. I think if it had a more emotion, you probably would say it's at least a B. But yeah.
Probably. See, that's why I'm like, it wasn't a bad movie where I'm like, I hate it, but it was a boring movie for me. That's what for me. Yeah, exactly. And and then they kill. What was it? What's his name? Congo? No. Who's the one they killed right off the bat? The one that's protecting Angelina Jolie.
Wong's cousin.
Wong's cousin.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Too many of them.
Yeah, he was one of my favorite ones.
He was
awesome.
and
they killed him right away, and I was like, well, come on. Now, see, I don't know. Yeah,
and S, I've decided, stands for superior.
Superior.
That's what.
I don't know. They never tell you what the S tier is, right?
This is where we're going with today.
Yeah.
Superior is S, A, B, C, D.
Yeah,
that's what we're going with.
Yeah, because there's for me, it's like I learned about S tiers playing Final Fantasy VII, when you can upgrade your chocobo to S tier to S rank.
I got it now. S is actually superior nerd. That's what
you go.
Super nerd.
Super nerd.
Hank Kramer. That's what it is. S section. There it is.
Super nerd. Oh man. All right, so we're going kind of chronological order, more or less. Where did we left off? We left off with No Way Home up there on the S tier.
Yeah.
Let's see. So the next one up was beginning of. So that was pretty much 2020. No, pretty much 2021. 9 things in 2021. Then we got another 9 things in 2022. That's insane. That is insane.
It didn't feel like that.
It didn't feel like
it didn't.
So little,
right?
Yeah, like
other people feel like it's too much, and you're like, it's too little. I need more.
Yeah. So now we're starting 2022. The first thing that came out was Moon Knight. Started in March and went through May over on Disney Plus. I'll put it down here for now. It's not a D, but this is what we're talking about. So we'll stick with this. What we did last time. We'll go Zach. Everyone go Zach, Brandon, and Brian to me.
Yep.
Okay.
You can move it up 1.
Up 1 to see.
Yeah. I love Oscar Isaac as an actor and everything he ever does. If he's in a movie, I'm watching it. So I was really excited for him to be Moon Knight, despite him not being Jewish of origin, and that's where the character's from. I think he did a phenomenal performance through every single episode as all the characters that he was deemed to play. But I think that Moon Knight, like in the costume, was boring, and the action scenes were not really great. Ethan Hawke was not a fun or interesting villain. Khonshu was cool, but was not used enough. Some of the coolest scenes is with him, especially the thing he did with the stars, where he was like, I think, rewinding time. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I think it has the Shang-Chi problem where it jumps the gun and goes too big and has like a Godzilla battle happening that I had no emotional attachment to in the last episode. And they randomly made his girlfriend a superhero, which I thought was weird and could have been waited for a season 2 or a movie or something. It was crammed with a lot and not crammed with enough at the same time. So a lot of stuff was happening. There was a lot of high concepts that I enjoyed. Like every religion is acceptable. You go to whatever afterlife with whatever religion you believe in. I thought that was amazing, and I wish that was real life. But it was just the story. Like, I'm a fan of the character, and I think that they just didn't stick to the roots of the character enough, and it just didn't feel cohesive enough in terms of from beginning to end.
Okay.
Brandon, what you thinking?
I'd say move this one up to B for me.
Okay. Right.
You know, one thing that one thing that I'm a big fan of, and that I've used very often during our recordings, is the term slow burn. I use that a lot for, I used it for Andor a lot, but this was very much a slow burn, but it kind of suffered from the Andor problem where it didn't really. At times, it was such a slow burn that it kind of shot itself in the foot. It kind of self-sabotaged in that regard. For such a wealth of great actors, we had Oscar Isaac, we had Ethan Hawke, we had F. Murray Abraham as the voice of Khonshu. There were all it had all the makings to be absolutely amazing, and there were things about it that were really, really good. Like Zach said, the performance of Oscar Isaac anchored this show. He carried the entire thing. F. Murray Abraham was great as Khonshu. Even Ethan Hawke, even though his villain wasn't particularly interesting, he gave a nice little kind of nuanced, creepy performance that I really enjoyed. Some of the action sequences, also like Zach said, I kind of found myself a little underwhelmed in that regard. I think the best one for me was the chase sequence with Mark Spector on the first episode. Other than that, I can't really. There's nothing that really springs to mind that was particularly memorable in that regard. So I think it for all its ambition, it never was the show that it could have been.
Okay.
Yeah. What you got, Brian? What you thinking?
I'm probably giving it a B. And I enjoyed it a lot more than probably everyone else, but it wasn't that. It was parts that just weren't entertaining. I just like the mystery behind it. I love the character, and that drew me in already. And Oscar Isaac also draws me in. And then the things they did, being in Egypt and seeing all the scenes and all how beautiful it was and how intelligent it was, and us like, are they going to show all three? Or are they going to show just two? What are they doing with his multiple personalities? I thought all that was intriguing. Where they're going to go with it. Just all that kind of brought me in because I like that type of stuff. But it could have been an elite show. And because it could have been an elite show and didn't hit it, it missed the mark a little bit, I'm probably bringing it down to a B. That's just me.
Yeah. I'm kind of like in between the B and the C. Because the B was like, it gets a B because of Oscar Isaac, but then everything else kind of really drags it down to that C. Because the story was okay, but it could have been more. Some of the cool parts, they really kind of like the personality disorder. They kind of really didn't explore it enough for me. So Khonshu was cool. There's some of the effects were cool. I do agree with Zach with the fighting scenes weren't that great.
No,
like with him in the suit. Him in the suit was just kind of like, it was cool, and then you had the fancy suit, Moon Knight, and then the fighter Moon Knight version, and it was just, I don't know, like
what they did to my boy. That fancy shoe shit pissed me off because that version of that character is so dope in the comics, and they turned it into a joke.
Yeah, it was a joke almost.
Yeah.
He should have been cool, really, really cool, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
Johnson.
See if we can move that there. So Zach's not getting blocked. I'll get blocked by comments.
And we already said Zach's the new Kramer. He's taking over the show. We already said it. Where you were going? We were like, all right, this is it.
Kicking me out. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm probably gonna put it a C.
It's a B minus. It's a B minus movie. That's what it is. So I mean, you're not wrong. With 2 B's, 2 C's, it's I think it stays on the B line, but it's if we get another one on the B line, it's the last on the B line. It should almost be a C. I think it's just a little bit better than Hawkeye.
Maybe a little bit better than Hawkeye.
Yeah,
just a little bit better than Hawkeye. That's what it is.
Yeah,
because it's shot for more. Hawkeye didn't shoot for a lot. It wasn't ambitious, so I'll give it that.
Yeah, Hawkeye was like, here's Haley Steinfeld. Like that's all it was. Like that's it. Like okay, and then most of us were like, okay, cool, yeah.
That's all we really cared about. Like,
exactly.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
But I'm cool with leaving it at a B too. Because Oscar Isaac crushed it. That was one of the best.
He was so good at acting. Oh,
in all the MCU almost. That's one of the best ones.
1,000%.
Yeah. So
him and Elizabeth Olsen killed it. This phase.
Yeah. So I'm cool with a B. I can leave it there.
And what's her name that played Layla? I liked her too.
Yeah,
she was cool.
She was cool.
Like Ethan Hawke, I didn't care.
Ethan Hawke was a waste. That was a waste.
Mandarin. Jesus Christ!
It was almost like as bad as the Mandarin. Yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the Mandarin he spoke in the show.
Oh, the Mandarin. Oh, yeah.
Even Seymour Lee had to call him out. Like, what was? If he can't do it, just don't have it in the. I'm like, just don't have him do it.
Just don't do it.
Oh yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah, but ignorant people like me, I wouldn't know. I didn't even know the difference. I was like,
And no low was translated, and I was like, what? Take out pizza? What the hell is he actually saying?
Cat is on the takeout pizza. See you tomorrow. Like, okay.
Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, it was LOL. It was pretty bad. Oof. That's why Andy's giving it a C for country.
Yeah. Well, that should put it as a C then, really?
That should probably put it as a C.
All right, House of Nerds show here.
Just replace it with over Hawkeye. If you could do that, just flop those. So Moon Knight's better.
Yeah, oh yeah. All right, he's giving it a bunch here.
He's giving all his rankings.
Yeah. So S tier.
What he hate Loki?
Oh, he did. He did not like Loki. I remember him saying that he did not like it, and I love it.
So he doesn't like Loki. Oh, he gave it a D. Okay.
Yeah, he gave it a D. But when we were on his channel last weekend, we were talking about Black Panther and then talking about Loki and blah blah blah. And then he's like, I don't like Loki. I was like, wow. Moon Knight. He's giving an F for Moon Knight. Wow. So Love and Thunder, Hawkeye, Moon Knight, and Eternals are all F in his book. So they're like way bottom. Right, he's giving.
You thought I was bad, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, Loki, What If, and the Falcon Winter Soldier, he all gave D's.
That is disrespectful.
You have to understand. No, I think House of
Nerds A's in ours.
Brian, we gotta fight him.
He has to understand why, because why Falcon Winter Soldier means so much to me as a black man. How awesome it was for me to see, and that type of representation and understanding in the show. So that's why it's higher. A lot of people, a lot of places have it as a B or C movie. It really does. But I'm sure.
But it's definitely at a D or F.
It's definitely not my mind. And I thought it was unbelievable. That representation for me is just the greatest.
Yeah. It's like nope.
But even if you take all that away, I still think it was a solid story, especially with what's his name? Fake Captain America. Oh my God. The guy that ended up getting the shield in the show and they had to take it away from
Oh, well,
with
yeah,
everything they did with him, especially with the bloody shield and ending the episode like that.
Yeah.
Hey,
I mean, but that's
cool.
You're
what it
okay
is,
with
man.
your opinion.
Yeah. I was joking about the fighting thing. I love everyone having their own opinion. You don't have to say sorry. Stand on your ground. Stand on that hill. I might knock the hill over, but
Yeah.
Look how pathetic this guy is.
There you go. Little Dr. Disrespect.
I love listening to him talk about this stuff, and yeah, I can disagree with it in because you know how I feel about Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
So I could disagree with someone and still respect what they're saying. So that's is what it is.
Yeah.
All right. What's next?
Keep that going. So we have a movie, May 6th, 2022, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. Oh man, after watching this one a few times, it definitely changed my opinion. So yeah, you give it a little laugh, a little pound it.
Well, my problem is I only watched it once.
I watched it multiple times and actually liked it more the more I've watched it.
Yeah. Well, here, why don't you start us off, Zach? What'd you think?
This is disrespectful because y'all got Eternals at C.
He gave it an F.
Well, his opinion does not matter. Let me stop. Because I'm a fanboy, like I appreciate story more than setup.
Mm-hmm.
And the story in here wasn't great, especially since Doctor Strange had no arc. And America Chavez is one of my favorite new comic book characters, and they Disney-fied the hell out of her. She's supposed to be like a Black Latino Beyonce mixed with Cardi B, and they gave us Selena Gomez.
That is a good comparison.
Wow.
The actress is sweet. I follow her on Instagram. I love that she's getting the roles and she's great. And hopefully she turns into the character eventually. But it felt like Disney was like, you got to Disney-fy this character. I like the movie overall. I'm going to put it in a B because they did a lot of cool stuff in the movie. Even though I didn't like what they did with Wanda because I love WandaVision. Y'all know I put it in the S tier. I love her character arc. She was the villain, but there was some redeeming factors, and then they turned her completely crazy. Her motivations were way more shallow. She just kept saying, "I'm a mom," and I was just like, but giving us the Illuminati, and some of the multiverse stuff, even though he didn't do a lot of multiverse stuff, it was just we saw some really cool stuff in this movie. So I'll give it a B.
Okay.
What about you, Brandon? You gonna move it? You gonna change it?
I'd say the same. I'll give it I'd say the same. I'd give it a B. One of the downfalls of the MCU for me is there's not a whole lot of movies out there that feel directly influenced by their director. There's a couple here and there, but you can't really look at them and say they have like a specific style when it relates to said director. That said, when I heard that Sam Raimi was coming on to direct this to replace Scott Derrickson, who had stepped down from the first movie, and they were going to bring in Sam Raimi, I'm like, holy crap, this has the potential to be awesome. I think it's one of the MCU movies that's more influenced by its director. This is a Raimi film through and through. I dare I say it, this is like Evil Dead repackaged as a Marvel movie to me. So I really appreciated that it really had its own voice. That said, they didn't do enough with the multiverse element that was promised and kind of touted throughout. They were saying this was going to have more of a horror vibe to it, which they did have here and there, but I don't think they really ran with it, especially with a director like Raimi brought on board. It didn't really deliver on a lot that was promised. They made, like Zach said, they made Wanda very much a generic kind of cookie cutter villain to the point where I borderline couldn't stand her this time. It was just never, kind of like I said with Moon Knight, it was never quite what it could have been. I think Raimi was so focused on giving it his own distinct style and putting his own stamp on it that he kind of forgot about everything else, unfortunately.
Yeah. So, all right, keeping it at B though. Brian, what you?
All
what do you
right,
think?
so the first time I watched it, I was like, "What the hell?" and then the second time I watched it, I said, "I see where they're trying to go."
Mm.
And then like the third time I watched it, I was like, "This is not that bad," but it would have been much better if Scott Derrickson would have still had this movie. If he would have directed this movie, I think it would have been better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because the first one,
Me too.
Doctor Strange was so good, so intelligent, so insanely detailed. How great they wrote that character in the movie. It was perfect.
Top tier MCU movie.
It is literally the story was amazing. I was in love with what they were doing with it, and I was so in love that I was excited to see this. That's kind of what the problem was. I was so anticipating, and then they kept pushing the movie back, and they kept on giving us tidbits about what could be in this movie, and then they cut so much out of the movie, so it didn't matter what it did, it was never going to reach the heights that we thought it was going to get. So when I sit back and look at it through the lens of not expecting anything and just watching it, I say it's a fine movie that should have been a superior movie, so it gets a B. It was an okay movie, just it should have been a superior. Everything that the direction they were going to go was amazing. Just I think Raimi was the wrong director. And if you're going to do a Raimi film, go full horror, go full out.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're going to do it that way. Just don't half-ass it. And that's what it did. It half did it. It was like, we're gonna go this way, but we're gonna Disney it. No, don't. Explore the characters, explore all the variants, and make it a badass movie. And they just did.
Yeah.
Give Doctor Strange a character arc.
Something. Yeah. He has nothing.
Yeah. And I think well here we got a few. So Andy right off the bat, C for cameo, I guess. Because this is really a Wanda movie with Doctor Strange being the cameo in it. Then I'm gonna skip horror for a second because I'm gonna get back to that. But House of Nerds, Derrickson wanted to do a true horror film with Doctor Strange too, but Feige nixed the idea, so they brought in Raimi for horror influence as a compromise. Which you can see, like it should have been. This should have been amazing. This should have taken the MCU into a different direction. We should have been able to get Blade and all this other stuff from this movie because it was so much horror. It just was not enough. How dark they got. Not enough Campbell. That's always the case. That's always the case. But yeah, like you said, like they half-assed it, and that's kind of true because like it was half Raimi, half Feige. Was like, and you can tell what parts were Feige and what parts were Sam Raimi. But
all Derrickson.
Yeah, yeah. Which I think if it would have been Derrickson, I think he would have went the same route as maybe Raimi, but
he would.
I don't know. I think he would have fought it harder, which is probably the reason why he left in the first place. He's like, well, I can't make the movie I want. I'm out. Same Edgar Wright did the same thing.
It would have taken it to a different level. All the MCU would have we would walked out of the movie theater like, wow, where are we going now?
Yeah.
Because we could go any direction.
Yeah.
And that's how I should have walked out of. When you opening up the multiverse and having all these character arcs that could go anywhere, we should have left thinking they did it. This could have saved all of Phase 4 if it was an unbelievable movie.
Yeah. Yeah. But Horror Geek said, I don't care for either Doctor Strange movie, which is crazy. Because this one I can understand why some people might have issues with. But that first one, every time I watch it, it's just like, oh man, it's just so well done. If it's on right now, I'm gonna watch it. You know what though? There are a lot of people that don't like that first one. There are a lot of people that think it's too trippy or it's too much.
To Inception,
Inception is like a top 10 movie of all time. How can you even say Inception?
A lot of people don't like Inception
because they don't like thinking. Use this thing on the top of your head.
Civil War is one of my favorite MCU movies, and I had a girl tell me I did not like that movie, and I was like, "Why? I don't want to see them fight."
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Like people just have their reasons for some reason.
Yeah.
Sorry,
People
Brandon,
say
I cut you
Doctor
off.
Strange- No, I was just saying. People say it's Doctor Strange is too trippy. It's like pick up a Doctor Strange comic.
Let me see. Speaking of, because I've been watching Community, so this popped
to
up.
bring it up.
Yeah.
I didn't get Inception. Oh!
You
I
said you
love
started
this man.
saving the files.
There's so many layers.
I love that man.
Yep.
I can't wait till he shows up as the Prowler. That's gonna be amazing.
That'll be good.
Yeah.
That'd be good. But
that will be up.
But House of Nerds said just realized I graded Loki D. I meant B. Okay.
Oh.
All right. B's a lot better. B's a way better.
Yeah. Now we totally understand. Now we feel better about it.
And the Doctor Strange movie can never be too trippy. That's what that's how I am, man.
Because
I expected a more trippier movie than the last one.
Thank you.
It's full of magic and all. It's a different type of MCU movie, and this should have just like the first one did. I feel that this one should have opened up the door to even more magic, more fantasy, more craziness.
Yeah.
More of his supporting cast, more people from his side of the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Instead
We
of
didn't get
making
Wong.
Wong,
That's another
instead
thing.
of making Wong like a he's like a side character, or he's a comic relief. Well, let's give him more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So then I'll just be quick. Mine's a B.
This I was just gonna say it was never as trippy as it could have been. That's all I was gonna say.
It should have been.
Yeah, it should have been. It should have been more. There should have been more multiverse. There should have been more Doctor Strange. There should have been more horror. And Wanda should never have had a redeeming arc at the end of this movie. Let her redeeming arc be in another movie, another show, whatever. Be full villain if you're gonna be full villain. Redeem yourself later. That's just me, but try to keep that one quick. But I like B too. It's just middle of the road, and it could have easily been A, maybe even S. But
it should have been S, because anything with Wanda should have been that good.
Yeah,
because Wanda
Doctor
is
Strange movie can 100%. That's House of Nerd on the side. All right, let's move on. So this one. This is another show going back to Disney Plus. Came out in June and ran through July. Miss Marvel. New character. We got the first ever. We get that a little bit. Yeah. We got that in the show,
yeah,
which
that was amazing.
We got that. What do you think, Zach?
The show's never gonna be back now. Wow, A. I love you say that. Okay.
A. This is Miss Marvel is my favorite new character that from the comics that I've read in the last 5, 6, 7 years. She's a female Peter Parker, and Spider-Man, my favorite superhero. She has all his issues plus the religion, and a religion that I don't know much about, and I love learning about new cultures. And a lot of people from that religion relate to her and say it's accurate. What the show did by bringing all that in and giving her Mana Villani is the best casting that they've done in the MCU since Tony Stark and Chris Evans, and she is that character in real life. Like Tony Stark, what's his name? Robert Downey Jr. acts like Iron Man in real life, just like Chris Evans acts like Steve Rogers in real life, and she is that character. The passion is there in the performance. I love the family. I love the storyline they did with her going back into time. I can gush over and over about this show. The only thing that held it back was the villains. The show was too short to flesh out both villains that they gave. They should have either made it about the people who were invading the mosque, or not mosque, but their temple, or about the multiverse thing that they were trying to do. But they couldn't do both really well.
And they didn't do either of them. And then I think that's the only complaint I have about the entire show.
Only complaint. But the first couple of episodes, which is her learning her powers, all the high school drama stuff, her performance. Like one of my favorite scenes is her like thinking she's falling in love with the guy, and she does like a little dance thing, and the camera work. It was some of the best directing and camera work we got in any movie or show. So yeah, I really, really love this show. I'm so excited to see her in the Marvels and whatever else she does. And she's a mutant. not a stupid Inhuman. What?
They changed it.
Let me stop. I'm joking. I like the Inhumans, and I'm kind of iffy on her being a mutant, but I understand why they did it. So yeah, I don't want to talk too long. You go ahead.
What you think, Brandon?
Oh, I absolutely loved this one. I'd probably keep it as at an A as well. From the opening sequence of this show, the animated sequence that Kamala Khan was doing, you know, her energy, Iman Vellani's energy, really sold me on her immediately. She very much is Kamala Khan. You know, she was really in a lot of ways the driving force of the show. Also, like Zach said, I like that it did not shy away from the cultural aspect of it. It leaned into that. I don't think the show would have worked nearly as well as it did had it not. I love how they, you know, I even like the change up with her powers with the Bengals rather than her inheriting the Inhuman gene and basically being like a Reed Richards, Stretch Armstrong type. So I was fine with that as well. I think that, you know, the supporting characters like Bruno, you know, her father was great, her brother was great, the best friend was great. I think all the characters were absolutely great in this. Just so much about it worked. Like you said, I think it could have been a little bit longer, and you know, there could have been just to make way for more with the villains. I think that was its major downfall or low point, and kind of prevents me from giving it an S. Other than that, I absolutely love this.
Yeah. Cool. Brian, what you think?
I mean, I'm not going to say anything that they didn't say, but I'm probably not going to give them the same grade. First thing I want to say is this show, the whole idea of the partition, I had no idea.
Yeah.
And you know, and I am someone who likes to be, you know, know history, know about certain things. I think you know about the stuff in India, but you really didn't understand how Pakistani people, how people were driven out of India had to go to Pakistan. Like, I didn't know about this story, and the more I read about it, the more it intrigued me. So that's my first thing that I loved about this. I did love her as Kamala Khan because she was so good. Some parts of it felt a little CW to me, and most of that comes from not having a real villain, not having a strong, because when you have a strong hero, I feel like you have to have a strong villain, even if you're just learning. And that really cuts into the show for me. I enjoyed it immensely. I really did. And I say I learned from it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed her. But overall, I feel like I give it a B, but for the same exact reasons you guys are saying. Just it means more to me for the entire entity itself. I think the character I'll give like a what's above an S, you know.
Yeah.
You know, the character is great. You know, the stuff I learned is great, but the show is not, because I didn't feel like I had any villain. And then the one villain that I thought was like the mother, she was only a villain for like a show and a half. You know, it was just not done the right way. I think they could have done more with it. And I don't know if it was rushed or they were just, you know, what should have been 10 episodes or 12 episodes or something, but it was missing it. And that's why I'm giving it a B.
What are you giving me? So we got 2 A's and a B. And Andy said, enjoyed it more than this, but B for Bengal. So, but I'm giving it an A. You know, it was honestly one of my favorite shows. Bengal Plus.
Bengal Plus.
It was definitely one of my favorite shows. Like, I just connected with the character right away. It was super cool. Like, I always like when they show you like, oh, here's a different culture and religion and beliefs, but it's like it's not that different from
what you believe.
Kind of like what you like, even the way you know, she was raised as a lot of kids were raised. Like, hey, you can't go to parties. The bad influence, this and that, you know. But then you throw in the Muslim part, plus like still being Jersey, because Jersey is still always good. Oh, Zach would know, he's over there. Like, Jersey people are always like Jersey people, no matter what you are, you know. And then you mix that with the Muslim, like Brown Jovi is one of my favorite stupid things in the MCU. So good, so good. I
The
loved
dancing
it.
stuff that they did at the wedding.
Yeah,
All that was amazing.
Yeah,
I just think of a superhero movie, you have to have the villain.
Yeah, that's why I think it was better as a show than a movie. Because if it was a movie, then this would have been maybe a little bit farther down. But since you were able to focus more on Kamala, but the only reason why it's not an S tier is because of the villain. Like there was not a solid villain that elevated her to the next level. You know, it was like what the hunter people and then the other inhuman kind of people, and it was like, you know, they just both were kind of lame. You know, like you were rooting and then it changed, but
huge to me because I mean, S tier, Loki, that was amazing. You had definite villains there. WandaVision, you definitely had excellent villains there. But you know, but I'm looking at our ranking. I think Miss Marvel's better than What If. So, you know, if What If is an A, Miss Marvel, I have no problem being an A.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, like, but if that's the only thing, that's fine for a show, because you can focus more on the character than anything else. But if it was as a movie and it didn't have a villain as a movie, I think you're missing part of it. You know what I mean? Because you can have a great villain like Wanda in Multiverse of Madness, and then it craps out in the end. You know, like how it did. Where this one was like it never really had a villain. It had bad people that pushed her, but. Yeah, but
that's what made it feel CW-ish to me. Not like the writing wasn't, the storyline wasn't, but not having a villain kind of does speak into the storyline a little bit, doesn't it? Like, and I'm not arguing for it to not be an A. I am not arguing for not to be A. I'm because me putting it at a B, I still, as I said, it's better than What If. But I just feel like not having a villain in a superhero movie is more important than not in any other regular show.
Yeah.
Well, remember, it's not a movie; it's a show.
Any other show, like a regular show, like if I'm watching a regular show and I don't have a villain, I can deal with it. But in a superhero show, I feel like you have to have a villain.
Yeah. I mean, I thought the villains in Miss Marvel probably a little bit more better than Falcon and Winter Soldier. Like, I never got their full reasoning behind Falcon and Winter Soldier's villains. Them, I got at least it sucked and they were lame, but I understood why they were the bad guys. Falcon Winter Soldier was like, so you're pissed that the world sucks? Like, yeah, get over it. That's life, man. Like what are you talking about? This guy, and Brian tells me I'm on 24/7. Yeah.
Because you're on Twitch right now, Martin. You didn't even know, did you?
You probably is right.
I'm looking at you right now.
Recording in sleep. But yeah, so we'll do that there. All right, let's try to knock out these last little ones. Or not little ones, but last few. Where we at, Miss Marvel? All right, so the next one, we had a movie that came out in July. This one's gonna have a lot of feelings about it. Thor: Love and Thunder. Dun dun dun. Zach, let you start off.
It's a C.
Okay.
I was not surprised about the quality of the movie. I wasn't disappointed at all because I called it when Ragnarok came out. I am not the hugest fan of Ragnarok. I thought it was too silly. I thought they made Thor dumb, and everyone loved it. And I remember laughing and having fun in the movie at the time, but then when the movie ended and I started thinking about it after, I was like, what? For a movie called Ragnarok? This is what they did? And then everybody loved it. Everybody kept talking about maybe their favorite MCU movie, and I was like, "Oh, Taika's gonna go nuts in that second movie," and he did. He went absolutely nuts, and he went way too far, having him doing Van Damme split kicks and having the love triangles with axes.
So that split kick was not that bad because if you read this, the comics, that actually makes sense. The only thing that made sense in the first half an hour was him doing that because he's that badass.
You don't have to take everything from the comics. we know this. It doesn't have to be exactly comic accurate. Just Thor's lack of growth. Mighty Thor and Gore the God Butcher, both their storylines are two of my favorite comics that I've actually collected and I love and are epic. And I like Mighty Thor more than I like Odin's Son. And I think Natalie Portman is a good actress and that could have did the job right, but she didn't. They had her play a romantic comedy love interest who just was chasing around her boyfriend and trying to be a superhero like him. And it just was very disappointing to see that, and the way they ended her arc and everything that they did with her to rush her to become Valkyrie instead of still being Thor. Gore the Bob Butcher. Gore the I guess that's what he was butchering, right?
Because I see than gods.
Yeah, we didn't see him do. I was gonna say Chris Evans. What's his name? Christian Bale. Did the best he could with the little bit that they gave him, or the most that they cut out, because he said that they cut out a lot of his scenes.
Yeah.
But what they edited this movie down to, he barely was in the movie. When he was first introduced, he was cool. When he first showed up to Thor, when they were in New Asgard, he was cool. But it was just like, it was just too silly, man.
Yeah. Okay. Brandon? So we went to real quick. So the Spoiler Kings, it was us and some of our family, and we went to go see it at a private theater. So that was kind of fun. So that might have played into a little bit of our feelings the first viewing, but yeah. So go ahead, Brandon. What you think? Sorry about that.
I was thinking of to D, but I'm gonna be a little lenient on it, leave it at C as well.
Okay.
When I heard that Waititi was like Ragnarok, but I think the difference between this movie and Ragnarok is Waititi actually had a little more balance between the comedic and the serious. This time, what really didn't sit well with me is that every time something serious happened, or every time something serious almost happened, Taika felt the need to undercut it with a screaming goat or some gag or some lame joke. And most of the humor this time for me didn't even land. Or he was shoehorning his Guns N' Roses hard on. If he ran with yeah, that's why we're here, right? If he ran with the tone that was set with the opening scene of this movie with the introduction to Gore was awesome. If he ran with that tone with some humor here and there, I think it would have been amazing. This would have been up there with Ragnarok for me. But as it stands, I most of the time I didn't know if I was watching a Thor movie or an SNL sketch. He turned the character of Thor into a complete freaking goober this time. At least in Ragnarok, and I think Infinity War, the character was at his best. And he turned him into a joke. He
Mighty Thor's hammer for this review.
Yeah, Mighty Thor was
the better Thor.
Yeah, and Mighty Thor was cool enough, but they didn't really run as well as far as they could have with the cancer storyline, because like I said, whenever they kind of tease something serious in that regard, or the threat of something serious, it was undercut with something dumb. I will give it that visually it was great. Like the battle, like the black and white fight on Thor's planet, wherever he was at, was cool. There were things about it in that regard that kind of worked from a visual standpoint, and Christian Bale just making the most of his limited screen time. Those were really the only things about this movie that worked for me. But other than that, it was Taika failed.
Yeah. Okay. Brian?
We're gonna do a new thing. We're gonna say make Thor again.
Oh no.
My problem was that Taika went too far, and Taika mishandled Thor.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I'm saying that because I feel like Taika saved Thor in Ragnarok, but then it's because I think Kevin Feige was holding on to the reins, right? And then it did so well that Taika was like, "Hey, I can do this without you, Kevin. Just let me try." And Kevin said, "All right, go ahead and go." And Taika went off the damn deep end, and that's the damn problem. He tried to do it was too much Taika, not enough story. And I think Taika forgot this is still based in comic book lore.
Yeah.
This is still based in comic book like storylines. When you forget that, you forget the essence of what it makes it what it is. And I feel like the movie lost what it was.
Okay.
And as I said, the Russo brothers probably did a better job with Thor than anybody. But you know, they need their feelings to it. And they had goofy parts too. But they knew when to make it serious when it needed to be serious. They needed to make him a badass when he's a badass. He needs to show they made Thor look like he's an idiot and he's brilliant. He's been around for thousands of years. He's a strategic, another king like that. Like he is that good at battle. And we lost that with Taika, and everything. As I said, everything had to be a joke.
Yeah,
and I don't like it. And
yeah,
as much as I want to push it to a B, it gotta stay at a C.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. So what's up, Brandon?
Hey,
Brandman
Brandon.
Stinky. So real quick, Andy Bush said B for Bale.
Gotta look like Christian Bale in that picture.
Yeah,
second greatest movie of all time.
Yeah, we can talk about that later. Right now, we're trying to finish. We still got like 5 more movies. So I'll be quick with it. My problem wasn't with Thor. People are so angry about Thor with this one. Every time it was time for him to be serious, he was serious. The problem was there's only like 2 times he needed to be serious in this. Then, because I was like, yeah, when there's the whole cancer thing, he got serious. At the end, it was stupid, but like he understood, like, I need people to fight, so I'm going to give these kids power. That really wasn't a Thor issue. That was being stupid issue. But my biggest issue was Gore, the not God butcher, and Mighty Thor. I want to see Mighty Thor. Like, we have a picture of what's her name, like floating in the sky, and it looks like she's getting transformed. We never got that, and I was waiting for that moment. I was waiting for that moment of her to like actually lift the hammer, and all we got was like a little zap, and then next thing you know, like she's been Thor for a while. So I don't know.
Once again, so he focused on the jokes instead of focusing on the stuff we want. Gore, God butchering, Mighty Thor becoming Mighty Thor, and Thor become Thor Odinson. That's what he was supposed to. That's what the movie was supposed to be. Those 3 things.
Yeah. I mean, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with how his story kind of ended. It just I wanted more chances for Thor to be serious, you know, because like the only 2 times was the cancer scene and when he's standing in front of Zeus and telling Zeus, and then you know they even make that kind of, because Thor was serious in that moment.
Serious. That wasn't even serious because they made.
But Thor was serious. But the scenario around it was serious. So it's like, oh, hey, here's this super serious thing, and around it is just clowns. You know, it's like it undercuts the seriousness of that moment. You know, so Thor was like, hey, we really need your help. We're all gonna die, and everyone's like, you know, honking and you know, jumping on pogo sticks and you know, want to have orgies.
But
so
can you not still think? I mean, no gore, no God butchering.
But that's what I'm saying. Gore and Mighty Thor were major
showed
letdowns.
up to that party and killed a couple people.
Exactly,
yeah.
and it would have 100% everything.
You led me exactly where I wanted to be.
Do you not understand?
You know,
also, what was the point of him going there if he could change the kids to gods?
Yeah.
What the hell? So they did the whole Odinson thing without making him Thor Odinson. That's my problem. You just skipped over the whole storyline.
Yeah.
What you saying, Brandon?
There's a lot of issues.
No, I was just gonna say, you don't hire an actor of Christian Bale's caliber and then just waste him like that, just underuse him like that. I was so hyped at the prospect of him being in an MCU movie, you know, and you know, in addition to not giving Gore like a montage, at least one montage of him going from planet to planet, just taking out other gods. You just
very cool concept, not delivered.
Yeah. Agreed. So let's try to go a little bit quicker with these last 5 because we've already been out for an hour and a half. Let's see, the next one. This one should be pretty quick. I know Zach. I don't know if you got to see it yet, but I Am Groot.
So I'm tapping out of this one.
Yeah. I'll just let you guys. What do you guys think? Didn't really have any effect in the MCU.
I'll give I Am. That's exactly what I was about to say. So you could go ahead and put that at a C. It was a harmless show. There was nothing I really can't even say that I disliked it, but at the same time, well, there is no same time. You know, it was cutesy enough. It was strictly for kids. You know, it was just a fun little romp, quick watch. You could finish it literally in a matter of minutes. You know, it was cutesy. You know, just a little Guardians of the Galaxy cash in. It didn't really need to be made, but at the same time, I wasn't hurt by it, so it was cute enough. That's really all I have to say about it.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Yeah. I mean, I'm cool with it. I would put it as a B, but not really because I don't see it being better than anything else. Yeah.
I feel like it was fun. A score. It doesn't even deserve like an answer. Like we could put it whatever you want to put it, but it doesn't deserve anything because it just it wasn't anything.
I was
it had
almost
no
inclined to say the
anything.
same thing.
Like it deserves a E for effort.
Free. It was fun.
It looked like it was for kids.
It was.
My kids didn't like it.
Really?
Yeah, my kids didn't like it at all. They're like, this is stupid. My 6-year-old said it was stupid.
Damn.
Yeah, well, there you go. the core audience member. There you go. And we got C for cartoon. Yeah, I'm keeping that a C. So, yeah. I didn't hate it where I would put it at a D, but
nah, it's not D.
It was fun.
No one cared.
Yeah. All right. So we're coming down to the ones that probably have the most feelings behind it. So here we got She-Hulk. Came out in August and it ran through October. Oh boy. This careful what you say because one way or another somebody's coming after you. Doesn't even matter. But She-Hulk, what do you think, Brandon? Zach?
Yeah, I'm back in it. I saw this. I'm struggling between a B and an A. I'm going to give it a B because so I really, really love this show as a B. Like people, when you say love, it has to be an S or A. No, you can love a C and understand it as a C, and I love it as a B. I think Tatiana, other than Amani Villani as Miss Marvel, I think Tatiana Maslany is another great casting for the character. I think she does a great job as both She-Hulk and Jennifer Walters. I like the concept of the show. I like that they went for it. I liked most of the episodes, especially that bonkers finale and the Daredevil episode and the first couple. I think the issue with the show for me and why it's not an A or S is that there's some weak episodes there where I felt like this is not as good as some of the other ones. And the comedy aspect, the story aspect, and the character aspect were just like not as good. Like you have to hit it on one of those three on a weaker episode. And there's episodes that happened where none of them were up to par. And there's like two episodes like that in the 9 episodes, or maybe 3 episodes of the 9 episodes that was like that. But I really enjoyed Madison. You don't know where the S is or the L is, whatever that was. I enjoyed the rest of the supporting cast. I love the world building with the introduction of other mutants. I love Tatiana Maslany's character arc from the shy, I just want to not be seen person, struggling, don't want to have powers, and going through all that and the different layers to that. I enjoyed that this didn't have a villain necessarily, like a direct villain. The fact that the villain was the viewers, I thought that was pretty funny, pretty meta, because She-Hulk is a meta character. She talks to us in the comic books a lot of times, and I feel like the writers understood that and was talking to a lot of people. Like there was stuff that they were doing in the show, and then after the episode was done, I'll go on Twitter, and the same things that they said that the people was going to say on social media in the show was like verbatim on Twitter, and I was like, you guys understand what's happening.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's like there was just certain episodes that just wasn't funny, and certain times the story didn't feel super focused. So if the unfunny episodes were more funny or the story was a little bit more focused on those episodes, then I think the show would have been much better. But I enjoyed what I got.
Okay. Brandon? Yeah, I think he's trying to figure it out.
You know, I'm kind of torn between A and B too. This is tough. I'm going to give this one I can leave it at B as well. I really liked the. I was really hooked from the moment that they announced Tatiana Maslany as She-Hulk. She's a great actress. I've been a big fan since Orphan Black. You know, anyone who ever questions this woman's acting prowess need only look at that show. So she was a big selling point. I also liked the fact that they touted it and ultimately executed it as a legal comedy. It was because that's exactly what it was. It was like Ally McBeal with a superhero, which I thought was a pretty fun, route to take in that regard. I loved the fourth wall breaks. I loved how meta they were with it. I think that one of the places that didn't quite work for me is when it came to Jennifer Walters' character arc, it seemed like they were kind of going somewhere and then they took several steps backward with her. By that I mean it's like, oh, she's kind of coming out of her shell, she's kind of breaking away from the shy little mousy lawyer that she is. Oh no, she's taking several steps backward, and they kind of rinsed and repeated that a couple times as far as I'm concerned. I loved the inclusion of Daredevil. I liked that he was more comic booky, more acrobatic in that regard. I like a little callback to the trademark corridor fights from his Netflix series. They even kind of did that. I thought that was cool too. There were a lot of things about it that I liked, but at the same time, I think it where they kind of went wrong or what didn't quite work for me was the character arc of Jennifer Walters at times, and it kind of caused the show a couple episodes here and there to kind of drag. But other than that, I had a really fun time watching it.
Okay. A B. Brian?
I feel like I'm always the bad guy. Like, I'm the villain. I'm the villain of this episode.
You're the villain.
I feel like, you're
the villain that all the shows need.
Like either you're the hero or you live long enough as a hero to become the villain. And I'm becoming the villain, guys. Because honestly, the show, I love the idea. I love the character. I love the casting. And this whole show should have been 6 episodes. And there are 3 things you could have thrown the hell out and it wouldn't have changed crap. And I disagree about the writing. I think the writing was terrible in a lot of places. It was awful. And I think they didn't do a good job at continuing stories. It ran in place too often. Like, it just literally there'll be one show, then the next show, be like, did I even need to see this show? Like, I could have just watched the next episode, skipped this episode, and had the same storyline. And I want to like it. I want to give it a B, but it's in the C range for me, man. It just didn't deliver where it should have delivered. The character, the casting, I love her, but that's where it kind of stays. Yeah. It felt like she wasn't strong enough, or they didn't write her strong. They didn't write her strong enough to carry these episodes. And too often they had to bring a cameo. Man, why? I was like, why are you bringing a cameo? Let's focus on her. Let's go on her character arc. Let's go on a journey with her. And she really only did three things, and they did the same 3 things over and over and over and over again, and played the same story over and over and over and over again. And I just didn't like the writing. I think that's just what it is. I love the idea. I love the concept. I love her. I just don't like the writing.
Yeah. Can I do a real quick counterpoint to what he said about the over and over again thing?
Yeah,
I want to hear.
It is a sitcom, and that is what sitcoms do. They do the same shit over and over for 12 episodes.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So I got to say that. I got to give them that. Like, they did take the sitcom route.
But you have to give me the story too.
What was the story of Friends?
See, but that's the issue is
it's not Friends.
This isn't just, it isn't Friends. They were trying to go for a sitcom, and if they did, it missed. But that's also the issue too, is for me, like, that's kind of what I was going to get at too, was Seinfeld. At the end of every episode, nothing mattered. It was a show about nothing. That's cool when each episode is like that, and then each episode starts over and it's just the same thing. This one like had through points, but my biggest issue was I loved the last episode. It was great. It was funny. It was super like meta and crazy, but it invalidated the entire season. I didn't need to know anything. I didn't care about the blood thing because it didn't matter. I didn't care about Abomination because it didn't matter in the end. Like you made me watch a season that at the end of the season you told me, hey, none of it matters except for Daredevil and her are gonna bang. That's it. It was like, and then we got a shitty Scar. It was like
you hated that. Yeah.
Oh, I hated that Scar.
Christ.
I hated that Scar. And then getting like them telling you like, oh, this was a concept. I was like, why didn't we get that? That was so much better. Like,
way better.
We got Timothy Chalamet in like a fucking green face, it's like in a bad haircut, so like for me, it's a C.
Yeah, I'm surprised I'm surprised that you put it at C because I knew how much you really hated that last seeing Scar. You were pissed.
Oh, because I love Scar. I love Scar. But the last episode was really funny. I had a great time with it. But then at the end of the episode, I was like, oh, so everything I just watched, the last 6 weeks, none of it mattered. None of it mattered.
To be fair,
it could have went from episode 1 to episode 6, and that was it.
Yeah, like literally, like some of those episodes didn't even matter.
Even if there was a storyline, like that was the thing, there was no storyline in this because at the end, it was all wiped away. Like Abomination still in jail and then gets taken out by Wong for some reason. And it's just
nothing happened.
Nothing happened, which is fine if you're Seinfeld and you're a legit sitcom that's on for 15 years or whatever, but it said it was a sitcom, but there's no way it could have ever been a sitcom because you're trying to world build. You can't world build with a sitcom.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't do that. So for me, I'm gonna put it down here in a C. So we're at 2 B's and a C. But
I got a C too. So it's 2 C's, 2 B's,
2 C's, 2 B's. But
2 B's, 2 C's.
I don't know how, Andy, is this your actual rating for it? Because Andy is giving it an A for attorney, but like attorney.
Gotta go back up.
So that's going to shoot it back up to a B. If Andy's
real, then it has to be a B. But I don't.
Yeah, I don't see it. But if Andy's real, we'll put it up here because. I hit the wrong screen.
A said A minus.
All right,
I still puts it at B. That still
puts it at a B, which is for me insane because I thought Hawkeye was better than She-Hulk.
I thought Moon Knight was definitely better than She-Hulk.
I did too.
Moon Knight, the character, She-Hulk, the character was so good. I feel like they could have went so many different ways. And the first 2 episodes, just for me, I loved. I thought they could have done anything. It could have been so great.
Yeah, but it could have every episode. Yeah, every episode should have been like episode 6. If they wanted to do a legit sitcom, every episode should have been episode 6. Where here's a problem, or episode
12, right, or 10.
No,
it was 9 episodes.
9
episodes. It was not. So,
yeah,
and that's
episode
why
9.
I thought it should have been 6.
Yeah, sorry.
They should have kicked out 3 of them. They should have kicked out 3 of those episodes because 3 of those episodes didn't even matter at all, and it should have been 6. And then the storyline would have been a little bit better.
It could have been 12 if every episode was like the last episode. Have a problem, make it not count by the end. Have a problem, make it not count by the end. Cool. Then none of it would have mattered, and then I would not have been on the edge of my seat. Like, why they want the blood? Who's that? Oh my God, is it the leader? And that was the issue for me. But Andy's giving it a, he's giving it a.
And hey, it's fine.
All right, so let's move on. So we got the next one, Werewolf by Night. It is Marvel's first, special presentation?
Mm-hmm. Halloween special, yeah.
Yeah, I like a Halloween special like that. Very different, not directly tied to the MCU, but kind of maybe later. We'll see.
Yeah.
But
I'd call back to Thor and stuff like that in it.
Yeah. So, what are you giving it, Zach?
I'll give it a B.
Okay.
I like that it was different. I like all the aspects around it. I like the observation of it, but I was never drawn into emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was my issue why it's not higher. I like the black and white. I like that Michael Giacchino was the first time I'm directing. I like that they got an actress I really like from the Nevers in it. I like that it was horror kind of, and they did some blood and gore. I love the way they did Man-Thing.
Yeah.
But the actual story and the plot and the characters, I didn't feel fully invested in, connected to. and that might be possible because it was so short.
It was so short. It was a short entity, just in your taste.
Like with Guardian Special, I know these characters already, so it can be short because I'm already connected. I'm in. Just tell me the story. But these are brand new. Everybody was brand new. There was no MCU character that I knew that was in the situation, and we're introduced to all these people. I'm learning all these new people. Some of I was just like, okay, this is cool. It's moving at a brisk pace. And then when it ended, I was like, I wanted a lot more. I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it, and it's so different. But like the emotional attachment just wasn't there.
Yeah. Okay, Brandon.
I'm gonna rank this much higher. This was actually one of my more favorite things from the MCU. I have to give this an S. Wow. I really enjoyed this one.
Kind of balances it here then. Yeah. Okay.
I like how it really, from the jump, it's really like, this is what you know about the MCU. These are the heroes, now get ready for the supernatural side. I really like how it jumps like headfirst into that in that regard. From an artistic standpoint, I love the creative choice of them going black and white with this. That was excellent. I really liked the actors they got. Gal Garcia Bernal. I love the way they did the character of Jack Russell. I really loved Man-Thing. I'm hoping we see more of both of them moving forward. I really liked it. Had like a throwback Universal Monsters vibe to it, which really hooked me in. Like Zach said, we didn't really have too much of an emotional attachment to the characters, but at the same time, there's a part of me kind of going in and knowing the runtime that it was just under an hour that I kind of anticipated what we were getting in that regard. So I wasn't too disappointed. It kind of gave me what it promised, Halloween special. It was fun to watch during the month of October as I was gearing up for Halloween. So really, there was a lot of fun to be had as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, cool. Brian?
A.
So stays there right now. All right.
I liked it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed, once again, it being a special, and you knew what I was getting out of it, and I know the story, and you understand Wolfman and all this. You understand these things already because it's just something that you inherently know. So I didn't mind. I didn't need the emotional attachment. I just loved the feel. I love the cinematography of it. I love the ideas. I love the direction they went. I thought that it was ingenious. And I'm not giving that S because I agree. There was no attachment to the characters. Do I really remember more than 2 characters? Not really. I know they're there, but did I really care? Not really. The Ruby, when I saw the redness on it and how it changed the entire scene, unbelievable, awesome. But just overall, it was fun. So hey.
And then Horror Geek gave it an A. It's fun, quick, gothic horror. And I agree with that. Yeah, it was super fun. It was nice and short, so nice, self-contained thing. I didn't even think it was going to be connected to the MCU at all. Like, I'm like, whatever. And technically, it's not yet, but I think it is because I have theories on stuff. But for what it was, I think the main 2 things you need to get out of it were, 3. One, the girl, I don't even remember her name because like she was kind of forgettable. But Jack Russell, which is a great funny name, as a werewolf, and Man-Thing, and stuff like that. So I thought it was a lot of fun. I'm gonna leave it at an A for me. The same, and not quite an S tier because I didn't have an emotion attachment to it, and I think them releasing it in October was even the best possible thing. The best thing is like, we're gonna give you a cool old school horror film, with some Marvel characters that you don't know yet. But I think in retrospect, 5 years from now, this show might be a little bit more important than we think if they want to go certain ways with like multiverse stuff. I think it'll be cool. But yeah, I'm gonna give it an A. But yeah, I pretty much almost agree with a lot of people, especially the emotion thing. I really didn't think about it because there was always something missing. I was like, oh yeah, that's why I don't care a lot about these characters yet. So yeah, cool. So I'm gonna go a little bit out of order because technically what's next is Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And I feel like that's gonna have a lot of things. So I'm gonna skip. So technically, Guardians of the Galaxy, the holiday special, is being called the epilogue of Phase 4. So it's still technically Phase 4, but they're calling it, I don't know why, the epilogue of Phase 4.
Like No Way Home.
Like No Way Home, kind
Far
of.
From Home, I should say.
Yeah. For Phase, what was that, Phase 4? No, 3, right? Yeah. So, yeah. So we just kind of reviewed it too. So, we do some quick thoughts on it. Zach, where are you placing it?
I'm gonna give it a B. Thought it was great.
Okay.
I really liked it. I just had, like I said when we did the review, I just had a problem with Drax, and it was just a fun story. Like, it wasn't nothing too crazy or anything like that. It was heartwarming. It's a really great Christmas special that you can watch every year and not get tired of. They had a lot of cool, fun fan moments. And Kevin Bacon was great. He just didn't dance, and that always will bring it down.
What you got? Oh, real quick, beef for bacon. There you go. Brandon, what you giving the holiday special with the Guardians?
I'll go A for this one. It was really, really entertaining. It was even heartfelt at times with the whole, especially the element of then the reveal with Mantis and Quill being siblings. I thought that was great that they incorporated that. I always knew at some point in time there was going to have to be some payoff in the Guardians franchise with Kevin Bacon. I was, if I had it my way, it would have been like in Volume 3, like having him show up as like Adam Warlock or High Evolutionary or something like that. But that's neither here nor there. But the way they did this was fun, and it fit very, very well. Like Zach said, I was kind of expecting a dance off. Well, I was definitely expecting a dance off, but the way they kind of incorporated it, the hijinks with Drax and Mantis, that was a lot of fun. I think Rocket Raccoon is my favorite Guardians character. There wasn't enough of him for me, but the bits that there were, especially with him getting the gift that he always wanted, and even Cosmo the Space Dog, that was fun too. So overall, it was a really entertaining time, and I was really interested in this from the day it was announced almost 2 years ago. Like, holy crap, James Gunn is doing a Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. This is probably going to be like everything that the Star Wars holiday special failed to be decades back, and it was, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, so we got an A and a B. Brian,
Brandon, have you given anything lower than a B? You're too nice.
Yeah,
you're so nice. I'm the asshole, but I like.
No, you gave
I like this. I really do. I just hate to see all those things on A because I don't think this Phase 4 is an A phase. So it's hard for me.
Start looking at it.
Start looking at it. I don't think this is an A phase. I would readjust some of these things, but regardless, I'm still
maybe it's not as bad as you think it is.
No,
exactly.
No, it is. No, it is. I'm going to give it an A still. I just like it. I thought it was very heartwarming. It was everything it was supposed to be. Everything it was supposed to be. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And I smiled at Peter Quill, and all of this was awesome. The music,
Michael Rooker was good.
Everything was just good. I enjoyed it. So, A.
Yeah. I'm putting in A too. Andy's putting in a B, but I thought it was fun. It was everything that where we said about Werewolf by Night can also apply for this one. It's like, and maybe the story wasn't as entertaining because it was very just goofy, which is funny, whatever. But I did have emotional attachments to some of these more characters than I did with the other one. Like them just having Yondu in it was amazing. Animated, whatever, it was awesome. I like that. I like the whole memory being animated. And then even what's his name? Not telling the whole story because then like Peter tells the rest of the story because like Yondu wasn't that bad of a guy kind of thing, so I thought that was kind of like sweet and cool. But I like the duo of Drax and Mantis were fun, and then obviously Kevin Bacon in it was cool, and even the music. The new songs, that Christmas song, how aliens, see Christmas was amazing, and even the one with Kevin Bacon at the end was kind of cool. But yeah, it was a fun time for me. Like I just enjoyed it. I watched it again the other day, so just because it was short with 2, which is like perfect for something like that.
Nice and sweet.
Yeah, nice and sweet. And that's the other thing, Brian. You're like, oh, this is not an A phase. I think the bad things make you think it's worse than what it is.
See, what it is I would grade some things differently. Like I would probably give 2 Ds. I probably would have given, it's nothing superior about it, but I probably would give less A's. I probably would have more B's. So I would have been more of a bell curve of my grading. And that's kind of why I look at them like, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
What's your 2 Ds?
Yeah, what are you? Yeah,
I don't even want to talk about it because it's gonna make people upset.
Well,
can't make everyone happy.
Yeah. But for me, I think all the A's belong there for sure. For me, all the A's belong there.
I don't know. I think I almost want to give WandaVision that push to S.
I'm cool with that too. You know
what I'm saying? Like I'm at that point where I think I'm looking at WandaVision. I'm like, man, I'm thinking this might be an S, honestly.
But if anything, that goes against what you think. Like you're like, it's even better of a phase because you're like, it's not good. Now you're taking another one, making it better.
I'm also making 2 Ds. So like once again, I'm more of a bell curve type of person.
Yeah.
You know, but it's.
He said in part 1 that if we can't put 3 things in S, he would put WandaVision back up in S.
That's exactly what.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens.
So we got one last thing.
I'm not putting that in S, so you could go ahead and move it down.
Well, let's see what the people. So this one's got a lot of feeling behind it, whether you agree or not. But I don't want to rehash a full-on argument. We are going on 3 hours, which we didn't want to do.
Worried about
So if you want to see all of ours plus the Cult Lords, you can go check out our full reviews, our full talk, everything spoiler. So here we're going to kind of try to keep it short. I don't want to get too in depth of it. But
just don't let me talk.
just wait. I think I have a
shut your mouth.
There you go. So, all right, Zach, where are you placing Wakanda Forever?
Oh yeah, let me do this real quick. A placement.
Okay.
Namor, Kukulkan, dope. Love Shuri. Love what the fuck? Riri Williams. I love the tribute. I love the tribute to Chadwick Boseman and the character T'Challa. I love the seriousness of the movie, but I think that Eric Ross and his storyline was lacking and not fleshed out enough, and it didn't come together in the 3rd act enough for it to mean something. It should have spent more time on Wakanda if they weren't going to bring that back in the 3rd act.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there you go, Brandon. What you thinking?
I'm gonna give this a B.
Okay. In between here.
Yeah. For the rock and the hard place that they found themselves between, it really handled things very, very well, especially the themes of loss and grief. You know, the cold open was very, very effective. It definitely had me feeling a certain way throughout the entire movie from pretty much beginning to end. So if they had to write Boseman out, which, we could go on about our feelings about that all day if we wanted to, I think they did handle that very well. The character of Namor was done really, really well. Tenoch Huerta was awesome. I think if I would do something different, though, a lot of the world building kind of felt shoehorned if they were going for more of this kind of smaller, kind of interpersonal story dealing with loss and grief and coming to grips with all that. It really didn't need all the world building. It didn't need Ross. It didn't need Val. It really didn't need to even worry about establishing a bigger universe. They could have just told their story that they wanted to tell if they were going that route. I would have been fine with this being kind of like a self-sustained kind of standalone.
Yeah. Okay. Then real quick before Brian goes, Chillmonger, what's up? Shout out to Chill. Go check out Chillmonger. I know he has a lot of stuff about the recast of T'Challa too, but his Sunday show, the 33 Burning MCU Questions, is always fun. Saturday's show is super fun. Hopefully I can join one day. Hopefully I get a Saturday off where I can actually join in, because I know both of you guys were in there. But he's saying the movies were stronger than the series. It looks that way. I don't know.
It's a mixture.
I don't know. Yeah, it's a mix. And then Andy, S for Sad Shuri. Which is funny. All right, Brian, give me your rating for this one.
All right,
we got an A, we got a B.
Guys, if I start getting to the weeds, just cut me off. All right. I love Namor as a character. I didn't like a lot of what they did in Wakanda. I don't like that there's no, besides M'Baku, they got rid of all the strong black men in Wakanda. I didn't like that. I didn't like the way they made the story. Obviously, I'm a recast person, so I didn't like that. It's just I think a lot of things didn't make sense the more I thought about it. What they did, even the things they did with T'Challa didn't make sense. You know, as Tank has eloquently spoken about him, why would he keep things away from his family if he bitched at his dad, went to the ancestral plane to yell at his dad for doing the same thing? Why would he then turn around and do the same exact thing? There's so many things I have problems with, but a lot of the things I have problems with, I recognize it's just because of who I am and what my favorite character is and what my favorite comic book is. It has less to do with this movie. But I don't like that when this movie was made, the first movie was made and made black people really stand up together and really be happy and really be proud of what they saw. You know, something that wasn't touched by all the outsiders, that how we were able to do so much and come together and be so great, yet still hold on a lot of our own traditions and culture. And then they turned around and they added so many black tropes into it, intentionally or not intentionally. You know, like, so now this boy is being raised without a father figure again, away from his home, you know, across the Atlantic. Like there's so many little things, like, you know, the loss of the family. So now those most powerful country in the world, the most technologically advanced country in the world, can't keep their own king and queens safe. As I said, the whole not having strong black characters, all the strong black male characters were gone. I mean, there's just so many little tropes that I didn't like that bothers me. But once again, that has more to do with me and not necessarily the movie. Because I think Namor was an incredible character, even though they're not going to be able to do anything else with it because they don't own the rights to it.
Yeah, which sucks.
Which any solo stuff.
Any solo stuff.
They're everywhere else. Yeah.
It's
Loki.
Yeah.
I just
D for lack of doom. I'll give you that. I mean, stereotypes.
The Mexican stereotypes. Yeah,
some of those.
Yeah.
Being like what I said, being the savages, you know,
exactly.
The savage Aztecs. You know?
Even though they're the first great empire in all the Western world, like
they invented zero, legit. Like
they
zero,
invented time, like in telling time and figuring how to build all these things, and it's just
aqueducts.
There's so many problems I have.
Yeah.
But once again, I believe it's because of me. So I'm going to give it a C, but understand it's because of me, not because of necessarily how the movie. Because I left the movie, wasn't sure how I felt about it. To take some time. I felt like the movie was well done. I just don't like what the movie did. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we got an A, we got a C, and you gave it we got an A from Zach,
2 A's,
a B,
and 1 C.
No, you gave it a B, right, Brandon?
Brandon gave it a B.
Yeah, Brandon gave it a B, and then you got a C, so it's kind of averaged out at B right now. And then also we got a Horror Geek. I love the introduction of Talokan. It was also a great recast. the team recast. I'm also team recast, but I get it. Yeah, I don't even want to think about that right now because that's not what this movie is. They gave us them killing T'Challa
again.
I mean, there's a whole so like I said, that's a whole nother argument that we can get into if we've been into a bunch of times. But one of my biggest issue right off the bat is it's called Wakanda Forever, and besides the throne room 3 times and the one beachfront, that was it. That was all of Wakanda we got. That's it. Like, what? It's called Wakanda Forever, and we weren't in Wakanda
for a whole country.
Yeah, and the only time we were outside of the throne room, Wakanda gets destroyed. So, okay, thanks. Like, for, like, I don't know. I like that. So I think you're trying to do that with Wakanda. You also introduced Talokan, which was cool, but very short, but I get it too. Like, Talokan, it wasn't the main part of it. It's supposed to be Wakanda Forever. So if I would have got more Wakanda and the same amount of Talokan, I would have been cool, but they got almost the same amount of time, on screen. So I was like, but Namor, definitely one of my favorite characters. Love the retcon. I want to see them do that in the comic book. Like, retcon Namor in the comic to that. Like, that's what I want. And find a way to get it from Universal. Universal don't know what the hell they're doing over there.
And Hulk.
And Hulk, yeah. I think they're getting Hulk from what
they're supposed to get Hulk in 2024.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell. When I found out, like, they don't have the rights to Namor, I was like, come on. You made this great character, and then Universal owns it? Come on, Kevin Feige. So, I wouldn't be surprised if Universal decides they want to do a Namor movie now, just because the work has been done, which is so stupid. But as a movie, I like, same like Brian, I have a lot of feelings about it. I don't think they respected Chadwick the way Chadwick wanted to be respected. They respected him the way they wanted to respect him, which are 2 different things. I thought they disrespected T'Challa in the movie, just by the way Killmonger was talking about him. I don't even want to get into the post-credit scene because that's a whole other thing. Man, I'm stuck. Right now, I'm stuck between a B and a C. Andy's giving it a B. I already know how Chill feels about it. So, also still pick the leader by fighting on a waterfall. Yeah, so, I mean, Ramonda didn't fight on a waterfall. How did she just become queen for a year?
She's always been queen.
Yeah,
just look.
He's the king.
Just look at just look at Angela Bassett's like bicep and shoulder game. Would you want to fight that?
Hey, no. Hey, she'll Tina Turner you. We'll be out there like Ike, like
I didn't even say anything, man. We punching people. Chadwick kept the sickness private, and Marvel advertised it all over. That's what I was like. He wanted it private. He was fighting it privately, and you plastered it on trailers and walls and stuff like that. So for me, plus all the stuff he said about roles and actors and stuff like that. So I mean, I'll probably give it I'm stuck between a B and a C. Andy's giving it a B. I'm okay with the movie being very mid, and B is very mid, but like I said, I walked out of this theater at the end of the movie after the post-credit scenes, very upset, just because I felt like it was disrespectful, but I love Namor. Namor was literally the saving grace from it. Shuri was okay. She was okay. She can't carry a movie. Letitia Wright is not a great actress to carry a movie. Shuri is a somewhat interesting character, but without anybody around her, it's not.
Letitia
Shuri needs T'Challa
eventually. I think someone said this before. It was actually in Chillmonger's video that it would have been so great if you had T'Challa there and he was able to pass the mantle on to Shuri and then both to elevate each other at the same time. I would love to see black men and black women both being elevated at the same time. I think there's so many opportunities that we really missed out on, but once again, these are my own personal feelings, and that's not necessarily take away from the movie. It's just my feelings about certain tropes that we have in this day and age.
Yeah,
that I feel like they got away with. They got away from this, and one thing in the first movie, and they brought it back in the second, and that hurts me even more.
There you go. K-Dot said that.
K-Dot did say that. Yep, exactly.
Yeah. So I'm okay with B. I know House of Nerd show. He put S tier. He thought it was the best MCU movie ever. Like legit, like ever. He thinks it was one of the best MCU movies of all time, of all 35 or whatever there are.
I can agree with that, but not ever. It's not the best one. Endgame exists.
This is, but that's also because he felt like he finally had something that represented him.
Yeah, which I get.
And thinking that representation means so much.
Namor with a.
Oh, he's Spanish.
He's Hispanic.
Yeah.
He's Hispanic,
Yeah.
And he feel like the Namor represents him. So seeing that representation, I understand where it comes from. But he listened to what I had to say and totally understood where I was coming from and why I'm so angry about certain parts of it.
Yeah,
it is. What
imagine in the next one, they say like, "Oh, Namor drowned." Here's the new Namora. It's like that's what would we.
This is what we did.
So, but I'm okay with that. There it is, man. All MCU.
Wait, but before we save it,
Phase 4.
I promised. I said WandaVision. If we didn't have any up, you should go to S.
I'm cool with that. I am 100% cool with that because I love WandaVision too. I wanted more of it. Any last changes? Anybody want to make an argument for anything? So she was gonna be disappointed when Namor isn't picked as Latino anymore.
There will be a riot.
Yeah, I really like Namor. Real quick though, I think there's rumors I've been hearing. It might just be a bunch of BS, but I heard they are gonna change Namor in the comics, like when they reintroduce him or redo whatever new storyline. He's gonna be this Mesoamerican kind of character.
That's probably fake because they just gave him a new comic recently.
Did they? Oh, well, there you go. Probably fake. Well, and then if he's not showing up in Disney as that character, then it's probably not gonna happen. Like Disneyland, Avengers, whatever it's called. But
the telecon version.
Yeah, right. That'd be cool. Well, they have Avengers Campus. That's what it's called. Like they just after the movie dropped, they introduced Shuri Black Panther at and then they had a funeral for T'Challa at Avengers Campus, which
let's just stop. Just stop.
Yeah.
I almost wanted to put What If down to a B.
Well, Brandon,
I was thinking about that myself.
Yeah. Okay. Same thing.
I'm just looking at
that's
this
exactly
stuff.
what I was going to mention because I was kind of flip flopping on What If. I know last week and originally I started back to a B and then I put it in A, and now I'm thinking I'd like to put it as back as a B.
A B plus, like it'll be in front of Doctor Strange, but it's a B plus. It's okay,
yeah. Like I said, I would have been fine with it being with each episode being completely disconnected. Kind of like the Twilight Zone. I didn't need some kind of payoff near the end, and I think that really kind of hurt the show for me. I didn't need a team up at the end. I would have been fine with the individual standalone episodes, and that really, the fact that they felt obligated to do what they did at the end presented a big problem to me. So I have to put that as a definite B and leave it there this time. I can't budge from that anymore.
I originally put it at a B.
Yeah, he originally had it to be, and that's why.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, did you have it there? But okay, so we're moving. What If? Any last movements?
I hated Eternals. But I respect it more, because I literally hated it only because emotionally I didn't get invested, and also there's too many characters. So but saying it'll be a bad movie, I can't say it. So I can't say it's a bad movie, because in watching it again, it's better than Black Widow.
I think it should be moved up to a B, but that's hard because you don't like it and Tank doesn't really care for it. So
Yeah, I cannot see it being up there with like Doctor Strange.
Anywhere higher than a C is just where it is.
Not for me. Number 2, maybe. I got high hopes for number 2, but what else? Anything else moving around? Chat. We got horror geek, Andy, chill.
I don't see anything else that's like really stands out besides Moon Knight for me. But you guys said what you guys are saying, so that's. I think that's my Zach. Like what Zach saying about Eternals is how I feel about Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, Chill doesn't like Loki. That's right.
Oh yeah, I love Loki. I thought Loki was one of the best things.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I agree, Chill. It is too high.
Yeah, I thought Loki.
I got outvoted.
Amazing.
Yeah, outvoted. Yeah, sorry. I thought Loki was super brilliant, and then just the whole loving himself is such a
Loki thing.
Yeah, yeah. Miss Minutes was cool. I mean, it just sets up another season perfectly. You know,
I'm okay with
Renslayer looking.
Let's just leave it where it is.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
We're not totally like everyone's like, oh, I love this, and everyone's like, nah, this is the worst thing ever. It's pretty.
It's solid.
It's solid.
Yeah. Okay. So, a couple S tiers we got up there, a couple of good A tiers, a few B tiers, which is nice and mid, and then C. You know, a bunch of C's. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Is mid
for this list? Yeah. I mean,
okay.
Yeah, I mean an F, I guess, but I wasn't expecting any Fs.
I mean, it's still Marvel. It's not like they made it in like someone's basement.
Yeah, yeah.
So I know
exactly.
It's still well made.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the closest thing that would have been to that low, maybe for me, Thor and Eternals would be, but I think I'm cool with them being C's though.
Yeah,
but I like it. Cool. Man, all right. Freaking 2 days later.
Yeah, we finally got there. Yeah. But okay, so guys, ask a real quick question, real quick answers. Where would you give Phase 4 overall letter grade? Start with you, Zach.
Letter grade overall, I think it's the second best phase, so I'm gonna give it an A.
Brandon?
I will have to agree with an A. I think this was probably. I like how it was a little more experimental in the sense that Feige kind of hung back and let some of the directors some of the filmmakers do their thing. Like I said, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Even though I was kind of mixed on it, I loved that it was a Raimi film through and through. Cheers, Andy. I loved how. I love the TV shows. I loved how trippy and mind-bending things like Loki and WandaVision were. Even though it, even Eternals, as mixed as responses all of us have on that, I think maybe like Zach and I are the only ones that are really on the same page about Eternals. But I do appreciate, what it ultimately.
I think I'm the same page. It's just a lower,
rather
much lower page.
Hang on. But overall, I really appreciate what this phase really. It tried different things, and I really respect it for that. And I have to, it ranged from kind of falling flat to kind of falling mid-level to completely even just kind of doing fan service correct, like Spider-Man: No Way Home. So it was very much a mixed bag, but it's a mixed bag I myself returning to over and over.
Yeah, Brian.
Most of these movies I'm not going to watch again.
So where are you giving it? Where?
B-. It's a B- for me. It'll end up being B, but none of those are the things I'm going to want to watch again. I love Marvel, so I will watch some stuff, but like I watch Doctor Strange all the time. I watch Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2 all the time. I watch Thor Ragnarok all the time. I watch Ant-Man and the Wasp. I can watch Iron Man anytime. Like there's some movies that are just I enjoy, and Endgame is probably the greatest movie I've ever seen out, any Marvel movie out, anything. So like Infinity War is like the second greatest one. So like I can't give it an A. No. Like unless you guys are like ranking it like giving an S is an A, and I just don't see this as an A. I see this as in between. This is going to get us from where we were to where we're going to be. And I think Phase 5 is going to be an A. So that's it.
Yeah. I mean, very experimental, like Brandon said. They did some good things, but they missed out on a lot of the other things. And rewatchability. I don't know if that's a word or not, but same thing. I don't know if I could rewatch a lot of it. Shang-Chi, No Way Home. That's about it. Like that's really about it. I mean, I watched the holiday special again, but I don't know if I'm gonna watch it anytime soon again. I might probably give it a B as well. This phase is a transition phase. I don't know if a transition phase could be good to that level. Like it needs to do what it needs to do, and it needs to introduce people and tell stories that are needed to get to where you want to go for the next phase. Phase 5 and 6 are going to be epic.
Yeah. Epic. Exactly.
Yeah. But I did appreciate the them trying different things. Now, as we find out, was it really Kevin Feige allowing it, or was it Bob Chapek not letting Kevin Feige run MCU as he did it in the past? As we now find out that Bob Chapek really had a stranglehold on Kevin Feige in Phase 4. So I don't know.
The
That
only
stuff
thing I heard he did was cut the budget.
He did
change direction.
He made a management crew that was another person. He had to answer to somebody else. So there's no specifics yet on like what exactly, but there are a lot of inner rumors that he had to get permission to do, and some people were like, nah,
that's why Doctor Strange was what it was.
That's what I'm thinking too. Like Doctor Strange is a perfect example. Like, oh, that's too dark. Even for like Kevin Feige.
That's why they had to do all those recuts and refilming and all that stuff, reshoots, because they said no, this is not going to go. This is still Disney, and instead of letting him just go and do what he was going to do, because now if Doctor Strange was what it should have been, if Moon Knight was what it should have been, I could get on board for an A-. This is definitely better than like Phase 2. Like I'm not saying Phase 2 was awful. The ones where you said Thor: Dark World, the first Thor was terrible. Iron Man 2 was okay. 3 was awful.
3 was Phase 2.
Was awful. I didn't like Captain America. Like there's things like I didn't even like, ever. I thought some of the stuff, some of the Avengers movies I didn't like. So I mean, I'm not sitting there saying everything else was great, but it still kind of puts me at a B.
Yeah. I think it's better than Phase 1 and 2, and it doesn't top Phase 4 because Phase 4 had 2 Avenger movies.
Phase 3.
Phase 3 had 2 Avenger movies. If this had an Avengers movie where all these stuff got tied in and wrapped up together, I think it would have. For me personally, I feel like with all these characters interacting for the first time, this would have topped Phase. It would have been equal probably to Phase 4 for me, because it would have felt like that first Avengers.
Phase 3.
It would have felt like that first time we saw the Avengers, and that all these characters that we just seen are interacting. And if it was done well, that's the only thing. If it was done well and it had the right director, Ryan Coogler, I think it would have just went, wow, okay, like I could forgive some of the pitfalls of the phase if they did all this great stuff and got them together.
If you said I think Phase 1 was good. I think Phase 2 was awful. I think you wouldn't have gotten to Phase 2. I thought Phase 1 was Phase 2 was awful.
What is that? Winter Soldier, one of the best MCU movies ever. Dark World, mediocre.
I like Dark World was
awful, man. What?
That's F. That's
I don't think it's awful. I saw it in the movie theater and I liked it. It's not a great movie, but it's not awful. Malachi was just a bland villain, and I'm okay with that. The first couple phases had a bunch of bland villains.
I think the first 2 Thors were awful. They didn't know what they were going to do with the character.
First 2 Thors. I think Thor 1 is still the best Thor movie, but that's a whole other conversation.
and then having the blonde eyebrows, and they didn't know what they were doing with the character yet.
They were trying to be comic actors.
Yeah,
I like Age of Ultron, Guardians 1. I feel like with Phase 1, I like the first Avenger. It's not great, but it's good. Iron Man's a classic. First Thor is good. Then we had Iron Man 2, which was not as good as Iron Man 1. Then we had Avengers, which is a classic. And then we had great movies in Phase 2 and some not so great. And then Phase 3 was
amazing.
Ant-Man,
Phase 3
Doctor
was just
Strange,
banger
Civil
after banger
War.
after banger. Yeah.
Ant-Man and the Wasp was
I liked all the Ant-Man. Like and even all the Spider-Man, No Way Home.
I like Captain Marvel a lot.
Far From Home and just all those.
Far From Home is to me as well. He was just too stupid in that movie for me. But Infinity War and Endgame are on a whole.
He was kind of stupid in all three of them.
He's always stupid. That's why it's just.
I don't think he was that stupid in Homecoming.
I think he was. He kind of got faked out by everybody. Remember, even with Vulture and he just was stupid.
But that's not his fault that he didn't know the secret identity of Vulture. Was covered up from head to toe.
What was going on with Iron Man and what was going on with his Aunt May, just I think Phase 1 is good because we got so much in the Avengers was amazing, and everything you said about it being close to Phase 3, I don't think Phase 3, but I'll say that about Phase 1. I feel like this could have been as good as Phase 1 because I think this is what you really compare it to because it's trying to get you to a different storyline.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking at the lineup for Phase 2. Iron Man 3 sucked. Thor: Dark World sucked. Winter Soldier, one of the best MCU movies. Guardians of the Galaxy, one of the best MCU movies. Avengers: Age of Ultron
was the worst Avengers movie.
Yeah,
but
it is.
You have a high bar there.
But every other phase has an Avengers movie, right? So it's not. I can say it's the worst of the Avengers movie. So that it kind of equals to each one.
It's a little bit above mid, and then Ant-Man. I loved Ant-Man. So I think we were focusing too much on Iron Man and Thor because those are trash. They're trash.
Age of Ultron, but everyone hated too. I mean, it was not good.
Which I didn't get.
It made $1 billion. Then everyone did, but
it didn't make $1 billion.
You have to rewatch a movie multiple times for it to be.
It didn't make $1 billion. It didn't make $1 billion.
I'm sure all Avenger movies made $1 billion. I
thought Age of Ultron was the only one that only made 9. I'm splitting hairs. Whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I said it. I realized
I get that you don't. I get you don't like it. Yeah, it's 1.4 billion.
Yeah, worldwide.
I get it. I like Age of Ultron a lot. It's not as good as the first Avengers because there's too much going on, but it's still to me was a great film. It set up a lot.
Isn't it the worst Avengers movie though?
Even the worst Avengers movie is better than a lot of people's movies.
Yeah,
but I'm comparing it to other Avenger movies. I'm not comparing it to like the DC movies. I'm not comparing it
but
to
wait, stop comparing it to other Avenger movies. We're comparing it to MCU movies.
Well, no, I have.
But even that, it's a movie on its own. The movie on its own is just really good. Like, let's not compare it to something else.
Every phase has an Avengers movie. That's my point. So I can compare. 4.
Yeah. I mean, it was. I think it was better than some of the solo movies. But I think Winter Soldier was better than Age of Ultron. Guardians of the Galaxy better than Age of Ultron.
Better than Avengers.
Yeah. So
it's like it's like saying the worst ice cream at Baskin Robbins. It is. But we're comparing. It's like when we're having this barbershop argument about who's the best basketball player of all time. Yes, I'm going to downplay somebody because I want to tell someone else is better. It doesn't mean you're not a great basketball player. Yes, I'm going to downplay one of these phases. Doesn't mean you're not a great phase. Doesn't mean you didn't have great movies. I just didn't like your phase more than this other phase. I'm not comparing it to other movies, other
comparing
franchises.
Phase 1 to Phase 2.
I think I Phase 1 more because I think the first Avengers was mind blowing, and Iron Man, the beginning of
Iron
Iron Man,
Avenger was mind blowing.
Yeah, seeing them all first like
the first Avengers.
First Avengers
team up.
You gotta remember, Captain America is called the first Avenger. I got confused.
No. I told you I didn't like Captain America. But.
I kind of rocked with the first Captain America.
Me too. I do.
I didn't like it.
I didn't like Here's phase 1. Iron Man, good. Incredible Hulk, not bad.
Oh,
Iron
we
Man
didn't
2,
even mention that. That's how you know.
Yeah, exactly. We forget about it. Good,
I still
different
like
actors.
The Incredible Hulk. I liked it. Ed Norton,
Iron Man 2, I didn't care for. Thor, I didn't care for. Captain America, First Avenger, I didn't care for. And then Marvel, The Avengers was great. I think there's better movies overall in phase 2 than phase 1.
Mm-hmm.
But the phase 1 movies are like memorable because they're the first ones.
I thought Iron Man was great.
Yeah. It's the type to say LeBron is the worst 23 to win the fight. He is.
You know, I would say that too. No.
He has said it. He has said it when we talked about basketball.
Well, no, I think LeBron is the third greatest player of all time. He's not first. So,
but the worst number 23.
So I was trying to think, did anyone else take number 23 to win an MVP title?
I don't pretty sure no.
It might have been.
Yeah, that's why.
You never know.
That's true. This is black and white basketball I never watched. So you're right.
Hey, in the 80s, something might have happened. I don't know. I'm just saying. Michael Cooper might have did something special. I don't know. So just saying.
Hey, really?
Yeah. So yeah, if I had to rank the phases, which is a cool video in itself, I would say phase 3, phase 4, phase 2, phase 1.
Wow.
I think 1 and 2 are a lot closer.
Yeah.
But because of Iron Man and the Avengers is why I always put phase 1 in front of phase 2. Because Iron Man, when I first saw it, I was like, this mind was blown. Like, I can't believe what I saw. And then when he said, I am Iron Man, I was like, all right, there it is. I'm hooked. Hook, line, and sinker.
Classic.
I think I saw that. I think I saw Iron Man 1 like 5 times in theater.
It's the same thing about the first Avengers. That first Avengers movie I saw it. I was like, what did I just? I remember watching it and seeing it, and movie being over, and the people sweep up the popcorn are coming in, and I'm still sitting there like, what did I fucking just watch? It's like, this was amazing. And I think it might be just me having that bias, but I think that's enough to put it over phase 2 for me. There's 2 bad movies. Phase 2 has 2 bad movies. And those first 2 ones are just in like the top tier for me because of what I saw and how it began my journey as far as in the MCU. But just to explain myself,
emotional,
but also understanding
attachment.
what you guys are saying.
Yeah. All right. Anything, Brandon, you want to add to that before we get out of here?
Sorry, we're just talking too much over you.
My soliloquy. I'm sorry.
It's short essay.
I was just thinking I'd probably rank it phase 3, phase 1, phase 4, and then phase 2 is probably where I'd rank it.
That's exactly the same.
Two at the end.
That's the same way I rank it. Because I like 4. I like 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
There were a lot of things about 4 I appreciated. It was kind of a tough call because really I don't dislike any of the phases. I think they have a lot of merits and downsides as with any. But yeah, that's where I'd rank it. And I'm kind of hoping that I'm really curious to see what phase 5 brings. I still kind of hope there's still like some director influence here and there. Like I said, with Multiverse of Madness, but I kind of hope there's a little more consistency in terms of the writing and the content, moving forward. So we'll see what happens. Quantumania is in just a little under 3 months.
I think what a lot of MCU and casual fans forget is that movies are made by only directors. It's a complete effort by the producer, writer, and director and actors. And just giving reins to directors all the time without producer insight is a bad idea. We can see what happened with Taika. We can see with Sam Raimi. We can see it with Chloe Zhao. We can see those things. Even though I like the experimentation that happened in phase 4.
If they had a good, strong producer, they would have reined them in a little bit and would probably made a better movie. Just
look at the past MC movies and what worked. If you're going to experiment so much, you still need to carry some of that over in there so the fans are not turned off completely. Because now you're attracting people who don't maybe not usually watch MCU movies, but you're pushing away the people who really like MCU movies. So I think that's a thing that needs, because I love Zack Snyder. Like, he's one of my favorite directors. I know a lot of people don't like him, but I've never seen him make a bad movie for me personally. But also his producers rein him in, because he wants to do some wild shit sometimes that I don't even agree with. But the producer's like, no, let's take a simpler route. And that's like a perfect example.
Yeah. I forgot where I heard it from, but somebody said directors, if it was up to a director, every movie would be like a 10-hour movie, because they don't want to cut anything, and directors are just like that. And then the production, editing studios, they start to rein them in and stuff like that. So so if it was up to a director, we'll get the Snyder cut would be like 8 hours every movie. We'll get a 5 hours of them just screaming Martha.
And the problem with like Nolan sometimes, like, what's the name? Somebody need to rein him in on Tenet. Like, bro, come on.
I don't know what you're talking about. That was a great movie.
I love Tenet.
Hey, just turn up the volume a little bit, like you said.
You could actually hear people saying in it.
Hear what someone said? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I put the microphone in a way that we can actually hear what they're saying.
Yeah. All right. All right. I did not want to. I did not think we were going to go for another 3.5 hours.
Hey. To be fair, you were going for half an hour. Then we were waiting for Zach for 20 minutes. So we could take 50 minutes off of this time. That's what we really did, which is still an hour too long.
Explain it to my girlfriend upstairs right now.
You go kick my ass. We talking
She kicked my ass. All right. Oh, man. So, cool. Appreciate it. I might cut that part off of us ranking the phases. So Zach, thank you for joining us. Give another shout out to your channel.
Subscribe to Zach Reviews. I do reviews of movies, television shows, ranking lists of movies and television shows. I react to trailers, and I do big movies like the stuff that we're talking about here, and also do indie movies like A24 Neon and such. So check out my channel. I'm about to have a flood of reviews coming out, and subscribe.
There you go. So make sure you check out Zack Attack Reviews. Go over there, show some love, hit that sub button, and while you're doing that, make sure you hit the sub button here at Spoiler Kings. On our way to 1,000, so we gotta get that. And congrats, Zach Johnson. On the giveaway. There you go. So wrong Zach. You're almost that close, man. Unless your last name is Johnson,
no,
then it's only the H and the K. All right. But all right. Oh man. But next time. But appreciate everyone in chat. Andy hanging out with us the whole time. Chill coming in at the end, hanging out with us. Appreciate it, Chill. Horror Geek is always in there. Derpy. I know Derpy was holding down the fort with his theories. House of Nerd. Appreciate it. See you on Thursday. And anybody else if I might have missed. Thank you. But we are out of here. Appreciate everyone coming in, hanging out, getting us to 500. And thank you. And let's get out of here. Later.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. We out here.